Well, welcome everybody. I bet you doubted whether I was going to be back, would you? Man, I was so exhausted. I went straight and laid down. I was so tired. Holy mackerel. But I'm here. I'm ready to play some games, hang out with you guys for a bit. We're going to be doing some more 7 Days to Die. Man, that Horde Night was insane. Check out that clip on the retweet out there, and also retweet while you're on there. I mean, on the Twitter, and retweet while you're over there. That was a pretty amazing night. They did breach the outside of the base, even though I had a quadruple lined. Very, very scary. But we luckily hang on there at the very last second and prevailed. My awesome team rocked it. A lot of great shots of my entire team just staying in the corner, just shooting nonstop with just a nonstop thousands and thousands of ammo. Getting it going on. Very, very fun. No worries, we're about to start up here in just a second. Anyway, so we're ready to rock and roll. I don't know about you guys. I'm ready to just get in, play some games, hang out for a little bit. And then go right back to bed. That's what I'm going to do. Then get up in the morning and do it all over again. It's going to be awesome. Tonight we're going to play, obviously, 7 Days to Die. Tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be playing 7 Days to Die for the morning stream. And then it is Fallout 76 weekend. So we're going to go ahead and play Thursday night a bit of Fallout 76. And then Saturday, Sunday, all night long, we're going to play it on the private server. And, of course, you guys will have the chance to win Fallout 76 for PC right here on the stream. So it's going to be pretty awesome. So hang out, chill, relax, get yourself your drink, some snacks, and settle in. Let's say hello to the heroes behind the stream, my awesome mods. We got Gwen coming in, Jessamy floating around helping out, as well as Wrathwall will be around, probably in-game and also helping out here in the chat. So watch out for them. Go ahead and follow those chat rules. Make it nice and easy on my mods. Go out and retweet. Show some love there. Every retweet does count and earns you guys kids caps toward those giveaways. Maybe that could be the thing that tips the tide and gets you Fallout 76 or other awesome giveaways here in the stream. I'm going to be giving away stuff all month long. So settle in. Be here for every stream. And of course, the more you're here each and every time, you're also acquiring tons of channel points, which you get to keep forever. So the more streak you watch my stream, the more you earn in those channel points. And eventually, we'll probably, I keep going back and forth, but we'll probably keep the kids caps as well as channel points. We'll see. We're going to be adding a bunch of things to those channel points. I'm going to be following up with my mods on Friday and seeing how they come up with some ideas. Now, if you have some ideas for our channel points, we welcome to hear them. You can put them on the Discord in the Lurker chat. As well as if you are interested in modding for the channel, let my mods know. They will go through and find the best peeps. Now, of course, here's how you become a mod of my channel. First, you got to be around for a while. Not just going to give it to some random person. Two, you got to be interacting in the chat. That's my mods are always watching for people who talk in the chat, interact, and do that kind of stuff. So contact one of my senior mods. You can contact Gwen, Wrathwall, Nushki, or you can contact Game Killer, either any of them, and they will put you on the list. Now, know that we do have a potential list, and we will go down it as we add people to the stream. Always like to have additional mods. And the way I do modding is we try to have a lot of mods, so not just 1 or 2 or 3 people have to do the whole entire stream every single time, because sometimes I'm pretty hardcore. Sometimes I go over the stream, right? So I say I'm going to go 6 hours or 8 hours, and then I'll go 10, 12, 18, 20. Yeah, that's how hardcore of a streamer I am. I go all in for you guys. So if you're interested, please let them know. They'll put you on a list. And there you go. And then they will contact you and talk to you about it. And then they'll give me the suggestions they think who are potential. Know that being a mod is a responsibility. I don't need mods who don't mod, if you know what I mean. So if you are interested, make sure you know that what modding is all about. If you have some background in modding, that's even more helpful. But we can also train you up as well. All right, who's in the chat today? Let's see. That's Mr. Non to you coming in with the cookie wave. Hello. Thanks for being here. Shinobi coming in saying hi and also pointing to the cookie wave. I'm here for the awesomeness. We'll get that going on here in just a second. We're going to get some cage building today, but improved cage, probably one of the cages you guys haven't seen before, or at least in a long while. We're going to do corner segments of the cage as well for launching rockets and all that kind of stuff. A little thing that I used to do in previous bases. I think I'm going to bring it back here in the Mega Killbox. It's going to be awesome. We're going to do it in different segments throughout the whole entire top part of that Mega Killbox. Is going to be awesome. Kismet, hey Kismet, what's up? Shinobi, thanks for being here. I appreciate you being in the stream. Woodar, running late. No worries, man. We're just getting started up. Get on in here. We'll get into some trouble. Gwen's in the chat. Bossman coming in, said hello, Kiz and Chad. Good welcome, Bossman. Thanks for being here. Appreciate everybody coming in. Doing good. All right, good to know. Good to know. I don't know about you guys, but I am ready to just dive right in and play some games. Let's go. All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and log into the server. I can't remember what the heck I called my server here. Let's see. I forgot to write down the password again, but that's nothing new for me, is it? Is it? Well, I'll just spiral around the galaxy here for a moment while I try to remember what the heck the password was. Oh, yeah. All right. There we go. Man, I started getting really punchy at the end of that stream, man. I started getting dizzy and all of that stuff. That should be easy enough for my peeps to remember. Let's go. There we go. Boom. All right. So let's get it going on. Boop, turn that off. All right, let's load in. Let's get it going. Let's turn our sound on. Let's get our Discord sound back on. There we go. Now we got it going. Hey, it's a bunch of awesome people in the chat coming in now. Zarcade says, hey, Kismet, what's up? How good to see ya. Discord just felt on me. Uh-oh. Did it felters? Did it felt on ya? Or did it melt on you? I'm gonna assume that's a melt as opposed to felt. But hey, I don't know. I don't know what Discord has been doing to you, but you know, that might be a little bit too much information. I don't know. Boom, there we go. All right, like usual, we've run out of stuff for the forges. But luckily, we've got a ton in here. We're gonna really stack them up. We're gonna go right to it, everybody. Right to it here. Stacking these forges with the 750, which should run pretty much all night there. Tons of iron. This one here is a forge iron. We're going to queue up 1,200 forge iron. Now that is how you do that. There we go. That is going to be running for a while. And that's good because I need tons of forge iron for the cage here. Now I'll come back and fill these up with stuff. Wow, all these are 1,200. Wow, all right. Holy moly. That's see, that's why you put that stuff in there right at the very end of the night. And you let that run. And this one should be forged steel. Let's get this going. Why can't I do forged steel? Oh, I'm out of iron. Out of iron. All right. No forged steel on that one. Let's go ahead and stack these with iron. With what we got. Let's start with these middle ones stack first. There we go. Turn that on. Get that melting down. We'll come back and do some forged steel there. This is maxed out. Same thing here. Now, the reason why we're prioritizing this one versus the other ones is because the other ones already have stuff outputting, and this is not outputting anything, so we might as well prioritize the melting of that one. Restart this one. Let's turn that one. Oh, we forgot to put some stuff in there. There we go. Turn that one on. Let that one go. A lot of forged steel in there. We're going to do a lot. We're going to need to do a lot of repairs to the base today. Wait till you see. If you missed it missed it this afternoon. Holy mackerel. It was like the most insane horde night. Bomber guys coming in left and right. I'm so glad that I quadruple lined the base. They would have easily breached that side of the base because it kept blowing up on that side. And we try to kill them in the head. I try to shoot them in the head. They just don't seem to want to die. Even with armor-piercing rounds, and they still don't want to die. Got to have my snipers in there trying to snipe them out because they just will not die. And that's why we got to add that bomb wall to try to keep them from breaching too quickly where we can wipe them out. And we'll see how that goes. We'll see how it goes out there. Let's see. We got those going. Let's go ahead and go to our next one here. What do we got? That's maxed out. Wow, look at all that. Ooh, mama. That is a lot. Let's go ahead and do, I guess we can do some forged steel here as well. A little forged steel there. What else can we do? We got a lot of stuff we can do in here. We can do cement. So this is the everything forge right here. We're just going to empty this out. Bottles, not bottled water, glasses, glass jars. There we go. Let's empty those out. We'll leave our clay in there for now. I guess we could melt down a little bit of clay while we're at it, but it's just going to max out anyway. Actually, let's take that out of there. What can we do in there? I feel like we'll just go ahead and do a bit of stone. A little bit of stone in there. That'll give it some time. We can also start up some lead later on, but we'll go ahead and just do stone for now. Up here, definitely want to get the brass going on, so let's go ahead and do a nice 750 there. We'll get our brass in there, turn that on. Now, we have a tremendous amount of everything now, very plentiful because we're very well balanced between all of the people doing different stuff, right? They're either, they're out collecting, they're mining, they're doing the garden, a lot of that kind of stuff. All well balanced. You're a well balanced team. Things just rock and roll, man. They just amp up and amp up and amp up. So we're going to get to it here. Got those forges going. All right, now we're going to go ahead and check on our cement forges over here. Whoa, 30,000. Oh, that's what I like to see. That's 3,000 cement running for over 45 minutes at double speed, by the way. That is double speed that those will be running. That is going to be a tremendous amount of cement. So let's get that going first because it's currently being stopped. We don't ever want those to stop. We want those to constantly be running. And we're going to go ahead and burn up the rest of this stone here. Let's do it. All right, let's go ahead and balance these back out again. Let's go heavy on the first one. There we go. And we'll take this out. And we'll go in heavy on that second one. Very nice. Now, the rest of these we'll go ahead and leave as is. Because those are still going to run for quite a while. All right, let's go ahead and take all this cement out. We'll get that queued up today as well. That is a lot of cement. I just have a thing where I don't like it to be in the second spot. I don't like it to be in the second spot. So let's take this one out first. There we go. There we go. That's how we do that. And all right, we got all that out of there. How we looking here? Oh my goodness, look at this. Oh, it's like Christmas for Kismet. Look at this. Oh boy. Oh, we're gonna build some stuff today, everybody. Now again, this is times 12 now instead of times 6. Early on, you don't want to do more than 6. That's a bit excessive. Uses a lot of resources. But once you've scaled up here like we are now we're on a whole next level. Now we are really crushing it, and we can get this done. Now, we got some final touches to do. I feel like the last major thing to be done is the cage, so people can stand in the upside of the base, and of course, fire down. We can fire rockets. We can do all that stuff from the higher side of the base. We're going to be working on that here in just a bit. We're cleaning out the drop boxes a little bit. We got a bunch of that out of there. Let's have a little bit of yucca juice there. Tasty, tasty. Put that in there. For now, and let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and put some of this in here. I forgot I put a bunch of this away last time. Let's try to remember that that's in there. We'll come back to that. Insane amount of bullet tips. Look at this. Insane amount of bullet tips and brass. Very, very nice. Heavy amount of clay in there as well. We'll put all that clay away. Really good on clay today. Really good on it. Crushing that as well. Let's see. We'll put all this cement in here for now. And we're definitely going to need more stone in the long run. I got more iron there. Let's go ahead and just split this into 3. So we'll do this, and we'll do this. Then we'll cut this into a half, and that into a half, and this into a half, and then we'll add these into there, and then same thing here. That there, this here. That's the only way to split it in thirds, unless you just do the math. All right. That works too. And you do this. And then you take this last one and go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. All right. Then we'll go ahead and put this in here. We'll go ahead and split that iron up. What we have left here into these ones. And there we go. All right. Now we got all of our forges primed and ready. Got some stone going in there. You know what? I feel like taking that stone out. We'll use that for the concrete instead. What else can we put in there? We don't have anything there. What do we got over here? We could be utilizing all these batteries. Let's go ahead and melt down some lead batteries. That's already going there. Let's melt down some lead batteries in there. Now, the only problem with melting down lead batteries is the fact that I have to kind of micro watch the thing from time to time and put those in there. We're going to leave an extra slot open. But such is the way it goes. Let's see, we got any more brass up here. No brass. But what the heck, let's go ahead and get some lead going. If we ain't got no brass, we might as well run some lead. So let's get all those batteries in there. Let's get those bullet casings out. And we're going to go ahead and run lead in both of these. There we go. All right, that's going to run for a while. We'll let that run. We'll come back and we'll double check on those in a second. All right, we've got lots of stuff inputting, lots of stuff outputting. That's a lot of forged iron. Got a lot of stone going over here. All right, I feel like we're ready to queue. Let's queue a little bit of stone here. We've only got 12,000 only. We only got 12,000 cement, so we'll see how much we do here. I think I wrote down the number. Didn't I write down that number last time? I think I did. Let's see. I think I wrote it down over here somewhere. It was not there. 833 is 10,000. So 833 is what we're going to get going on. Let's first see if we can do 10,000. Yes, we can. So it's 833 across 12 different forges. That's going to run for about 30 minutes, which is going to be awesome because when it's done, we're going to have crazy tons of concrete. Let's go. Let's get her going on. And that's going to allow us to extend the top of the base. I got a text message over there. I'm going to check it here in just a second.
Can we get a party invite, please?
Sure, I'm queuing up some cement. I'll get you an invite. All right. 833. Slacking on my party invite job. Let's get this going first, though. I want to queue up a bunch of stuff that's going to run. Because we are, again, creeping up on Horde Night again. We may hit Horde Night today. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how close we get. Let's do it. Up here. We'll just tell it to do. Oh, I must have missed one. I must have missed one. Oh, no, I probably have extra. That's right. I have extra. That's right. I got a second round of it. So let's go ahead and see how much more we got. 1885. Hey, sorry, what's 1885 divided by 12?
1,885 divided by 12 is about 157.0833.
All right, 157 and all of these. Oh, let me do party invites real quick. Why? We're doing that. Mad Cupcake coming in. Going to lend a hand. There you go. Send you some invites as well. I already forgot what the number was. Let's say 158. Close enough. It doesn't have to be exact, everybody. It doesn't have to be exact. Just as, fairly close. And then the last one, you just tell it to queue it all. But this is nice, having so many mixers that we can fire this up. Now, of course, this is going to attract more and more attention from the bad guys. And we're going to need to definitely scale up our defenses because last time, even though I had the base quadruple lined, basically 20,000 cement between them and us, I felt like it wasn't enough. It was a little touch and go at the end there. Those bombers were coming in super heavy, especially hitting that one side. Very, very scary. All right, we got that done. Looks good. Let me see what my text message is here. All right, there we go. All right. Looking good. Let's go ahead and put this up here. Boom, boom, boom. We'll come back to that later when we have more stone. Let's see it. I'm sure my crew's out getting stone and iron and all of that. Let's micromanage these ones here on the end a little bit. I try not to micromanage those too much because then it's like I'm sitting there just managing those particular forges instead of letting them run. Like all this stuff we should let run for at least 30 minutes, not even have to touch it and then come back to it later on. But right now, we're absolutely crushing it on lead. We got tons of iron in here as well. Oh, there's some iron right there. Let's go ahead and cut that into a third. We'll stack 1/2 there, 1/2 there. Stack 1/2 there, 1/2 there. And 1/2 here, 1/2 there. And then what I would do with the rest of this is I would put it in an alternative forge like this. Like say right there. And then it's always doing something, even when it's doing nothing, if you know what I mean. As well, we can go ahead and probably get some, later on, get a little bit more clay in there. How are we doing here? This one could use some clay as well. So when that one runs out, let's have that clay at the ready. And we can go ahead and pop that in there. When all else fails and you don't have any other resources, usually you have clay. So throw clay in there. That's really going to help you out in the long run. So your forges are always running. ABC, everybody. Always be crafting. Hey, Dragon Overlord, what's up? Thanks for being here. Googly coming in. Thanks for showing the love. Boston coming in as well. Good to see you, Bossman. Had to restart. Discord was messing up. It does happen from time to time. Yeah, well, what do you want for free, right? I feel like Discord really changed the game when it came to voice software. I've tried all the voice softwares in the past. I am a Discord partner. Very proud Discord partner, by the way. Incredibly fantastic product. And I told them very early when they first came out with Discord, I said, you can't be just the same as everybody else. You got to be a whole next level. You got to be a whole nother level than everyone else. And then they did the amazing idea of both voice and also of the ability to set up your community, have different chat areas like community boards, which is fantastic. It just makes it all in one place. You eliminate all that other stuff. Very, very useful and incredibly well done because you can both do it on the web and also on the app and on your mobile phone and all of that. So very well done. Not sponsored by Discord, by the way, in this current segment. I'm just showing them some love for being awesome. I appreciate people who put a lot of work into what they do and create a fantastic product. If it's not a fantastic product, you'll never hear about it or see it here on this stream ever. I don't promote stuff just for money. I don't promote stuff because people say, hey, Kismet, you should do this thing to do that thing. No, if I like your product, then I'll promote it. That's it. That's the be all end all of anything you'll see on my stream. So there we go. Yeah, TeamSpeak. Yes, I used TeamSpeak back in the day. Had our own private TeamSpeak server for over 10 years, as well as Ventrilo. Skype back in the day. One of the very few programs that could do Mac and PC cross voice chat, which was really great. And some of my members are on Mac. What can I say? I got a Mac myself right over here, but I also got 2 custom PCs that I'm playing games on. That's what they do best. I also do 3D animation and architecture really well on PCs. You can also do all your spreadsheets and graphic design, all that stuff if you want. But of course, if you're gonna get into art, the Mac has dominated the graphic design field since it began. Actually, it basically invented the digital version of the graphic design field. It was a pioneer of that back in the day. And as a graphic designer, I would tell you I would be more Mac leaning if you're doing graphic design. If you're doing 3D animation and all of that stuff, I would be more PC leaning. If you're doing games, very much PC leaning because you can customize your machine and optimize it just for playing games. So you can get it for cheaper, and you can, of course, just get it for doing that one thing. And if it doesn't do that one thing, then you got to make it pay for itself in one way or another, either in entertainment value or it makes you money if it's your profession, right? If you're a graphic designer and you buy a computer and it doesn't make that money back within 2 to 5 years, then you bought a too expensive computer. You should have bought a cheaper one that actually pays for itself. Every computer I've ever bought has paid for itself back, and I have owned over 76. I know, weird that is it. 76 computers in my lifetime. Actually, I think it's 77 now. Yes, I think the new one is 77. Yeah, the Mega PC over there. Thanks to all you guys, of course, helped me out when my machine died. But yeah, the Mega PC would be number 77, actually, computers I've owned. Because I've owned a whole room of computers that I use for network rendering, which is very, very handy back in the day. All right, let's get to it. So we've got our concrete mix. We've got this. What do we need? We need our blocks here. We need this. We need that. Let's get a little bit of everything here. We don't need nails right now. Glass blocks we'll need, maybe some dirt. We'll come back and we'll do our turrets here. But what we really need to do is work on the outside of this cage. And you know what? I feel like I'm going to jump in on some of this forged iron. We got a lot of that. All right, let's just go insane with these rebar frames on that top one. We'll come back to that. All right, micromanage down here. Good. Down here, more micromanaging. See, that's why you have that iron in there. So you don't have to watch it every second. That's got a lot of that. Let's go ahead. Oh, I need some food. I don't think I need my signs for right now. Let's put those away. Every slot counts, everybody. Every slot counts. So if you're not using it, you want to go ahead and just into the box with all that stuff right there. Definitely going to use some ladders. Definitely going to use some wood bars. we're going to need to make a crazy ton of wood bars. We're going to take a full stack and then start making bars because we want to think ahead, right? Let's say 500. We want to think ahead because we're going to be putting down a lot of wood bars. Wood bars are fantastic for the lining of the outside of your base. Always start with the wood ones first. In case you make a mistake, in case you turn them the wrong way, you won't feel so bad taking them back out again. And then once you have them the right way, go around and upgrade them all to steel bars, and they will work fantastic. Now, in the middle and the corners of the base, we're going to be doing something special today, which we call basically the duck and cover or the corner towers. That are going to help us for people to lean out, boom, fire off those rockets or throw grenades or whatever they want to do from that upper area, and then they can lean back in and be fairly protected. But let's go ahead and get some food and water here so we don't have to worry about that the whole time here. Going to have to use some sham right there. You know what? I feel like we're just going to double up on it, baby. Let's go. Let's go in heavy. Look at this. Pumpkin cheesecake, pumpkin bread. Look at all the stuff they're cooking. They're kicking butt. Kicking butt on that cooking. Let's see how we do. Oh, well, we're really high on water. Hold on. Let's just do one. That's enough there. We don't want to have too much there. All right. We don't want to waste resources. And all right, we're good to go. All right. Now we've got our base automated. If you haven't seen this, this is the largest the quickest single build we've ever done, and one of the largest. And we've actually built bigger. But one of the largest Kismet Killboxes. We call it the Mega Killbox. Incredibly well done. We're day 31, and we already have a Mega Killbox at our disposal, which is really fantastic. Now, one of the things we want to do... Oh, I forgot the auger. Let's go back and let's get that. Actually, let's talk to our peeps here, see how everybody's doing. Hey, everybody, how you doing?
Hello. Hey. Hi.
Hello, doing okay.
Got some happy news. I made a second level 5 auger for you, Gwen. Feel free to grab that. And I'm going to grab the level 1 today. All right. Because I'm going to use the level 1 auger because I am just tooling around the base. Not really doing anything industrial strength like mining. So I would rather give it to my epic peeps who are out mining. So I made one for each, we have one for each of our collectors right now. That's going to make them nice and happy. Now, normally I grab the auger because I love collecting the highest level auger because I'm usually out collecting and whatnot. But hey, if other people want to do that, I don't want to step on their foot. I'll let them go and do it. But I don't mind doing it as well. I don't mind going out there and making it happen. Now, right here, we're going to solidify the upper part of this base. Now, we could leave it open, but I feel like they've breached. They'll try to get in there. We could say, hey, you know what? We don't want to use the resources. Hold on a second. We got to clean up this area around here. Some troublemakers. Come over here, you troublemaker. Too far away. Can't get you. I'm going to get your friend here. You went and died on the spikes. It's too funny. See the ferals running up on me? Oh, look at you! Oh, you were making such good progress, and then you died. Gotta love the shotgun. Shotgun is like one shot, one kill. You don't need that much. You don't need that much ammo with the shotgun once you have it built up. That's why I use it. I don't like to utilize a lot of shotgun ammo. I don't like to use a lot of ammo at all because I like to save it for my peeps. We actually made an entrance over here to the base yesterday. That was a lot of fun. We've also finished out, by the way, if you missed it, we finished out the road to the trader. I've actually added an entrance as well as candelabras out there to see the entrance to the base and fix up that entrance so it's a lot easier coming in and out of the base for you as well. So, yes, added that in.
Good.
So, look at this. This took a lot of beating here. Actually filled this back in. There was a giant hole here. Same thing here on the other side. Same thing over here on the other side. Let's get Rowan here. Had a gigantic hole that I had to fill in, including it was like 4 levels down where they had gone in and knocked that out.
Okay.
So I've got to get in here and I've got to steal this out at least this far so that doesn't happen again next time. But I will steal it all the way out, and then what we'll do, I believe we're going to go, I think we're going to do it at row 4. We're going to have a bomb wall. Where we build a wall there that they will just bump up against, and then, you know, they'll blow up out there as opposed to blowing up right next to the base. Because look at this.
Oh, I didn't. I literally
No.
did that.
They actually
did that.
breached the side of our base here.
Waiting to put down spikes.
And they blew up all of this stuff right here. So I'm glad I took the time, though. Glad I took the time to triple line the base, or they would have breached that side of the base. Easy, they would have breached it. So worth the time, worth the effort to make it happen. So very, very nice. And again, we'll come back, repair all this. But we've got to work on the top side of the base. We're going to work on the cage. And then all of this right here, the only thing that needs to be done here is that bomb wall and upgrading this all to steel. And especially upgrading the outside here to steel so they stop making giant holes in the ground. We'll try to get that going. But let's get back up here to the top. Let's take the quick way. There we go. Up here. Now we have to decide, do we want to make it solid or do we want to leave that gap so we use less concrete? And that's a tough decision, right? That's a resource decision. Now we're also going to bring out the top of the base like this so that my peeps can hang out over here over the side and fire down at the mobs. We'll also have bars that go out over there so they'll be out even further and they can shoot down in between. Now we're also going to need some spaces for them to pop out the side here. We're going to try to find relatively the center. Doesn't have to be exactly the center. You know, your bases don't have to be absolutely symmetrical, just so you know. I do find people that make perfectly symmetrical bases. It is easier when you're building, but it's not necessary every single time. So we'll say this right here is going to be one of our platforms. Then right here in the corner, we're going to go ahead and raise this up just a little bit. That took a little bit of damage. We're going to say this corner over here is going to be one of our corners as well. So we'll utilize that as well. And then way over here on this side, we'll do the same thing. All of our corners here will be a standing point. Since they're going to stand there anyway, I'll make them something nice for a little bit of a tower to make that happen. There we go. Very nice. And we'll do the same thing all the way around the entire base. But we want to start on one side, get an idea of what we want, and then replicate it around the outside of the base. So I feel like that's what I want to do. I feel like I want to save resources. I don't feel like they're going to breach this top part of the base enough where it's worth burning all those resources to quadruple line the top side of the base. So I feel like we're just going to commit to the outside edge of the base. And then we'll have a little running area in here. Now the problem is if a mob gets in here and we don't know they're in there, we're in trouble. So that's our other thing. So maybe I'll change my mind again. See how quickly I changed my mind? Because if they get in here and they're stuck inside here, they're going to beat into the base and then they're going to drop down on our heads inside there. You know what? That's what I got to do. I got to fill that in. There's no choice. No choice because we don't want to have that happen. That would be a very, very bad thing. So let's make the commitment to filling that in too deep along here. So we're going to fill this in. We'll come back. We'll fill it in row by row. We'll do this one side, see if we like it. And if we like that side, then we'll come back and fill in all the rest of that. So it's going to really make this side really super thick. That's okay. That's okay. Take those out up above so I can work. There we go. Let's get her done. Get her done. Now, if you do have a comment or question for me, my name is Kismet. You can put Kiz or Kismet in the chat. It'll be highlighted in red. And I will be able to see what you're saying. There we go. Windows is always like that. There we go. Windows, why now do you force an update? I know, huh? They wait. I'm telling you. They wait until you get on your computer and you start doing something. And they're like, hey, this is a perfect time to be annoying. And then Windows Update. Windows Update, the worst program ever created. I think it should get a Razzie. It's so terrible. I've had it come in and say, Kismet, do you want to upgrade to Windows 10? No. Do you want to upgrade to Windows 10? No. And then you know what it did one time? It just said, I said no, and it said, okay, updating. It didn't even give me the choice. It asked me too. That's what's really annoying. That it asked me and then went and did it anyway. That's annoying. Great thing about Mac Updater is it doesn't do anything unless you tell it to do it. Unless you set it on automatic mode. So that's why I like the Mac OS Updater, because it actually functions as an updater. It knows when I'm in the middle of something else. It will never update right when I'm in the middle of something. Sometimes the updater will actually update while you're in the middle of playing a game, while you're working on your spreadsheet. I mean, actively using the computer. What is this, 1970? Does nobody know how to make it where it doesn't actively interrupt you if you're actively doing something? If you click the mouse within a certain amount of time, that's easy to check, Windows Updater. If I click the mouse within the last 5 minutes, don't update. In fact, don't even offer me an update. Hey, keep it down up there. We're talking up here. We're talking Windows Updater. Yeah, die on those spikes. Save me some ammo. All right, there we go. So we are going to commit to lining that. We're going to leave a little step over here on the side until we have all this stuff filled in. Nice thing is I'm a little protected down here too. Unless birds decide to jump on my head, which is probably foreshadowing. So we're going to line the inside of the whole base all the way around. And that's going to be nice because we won't have to worry about people getting in the middle there and spawning in the middle there. Because that can possibly happen. They can sneak up in there somehow and get stuck in there, and then we're in trouble. We got to come in, we got to repair all that later. Let's just err on the side of caution by filling that all in nicely. There we go. Go ahead and fill that block in now. Keep it down out there. There's people framing up here. There's people framing up here. I'm trying to get some frames in. I'm trying to build a base here. Now, the main purpose of today's stream is what I'm going to try to do. One, try to keep my peeps alive during Horde Night.
Do you see that?
And then also, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get the cage in today. That is going to be quite a monumental effort on a gigantic base like this. This is a pretty massive base. It requires a lot of resources, a lot of time and effort. I got to stay super focused. But Horde Night will be upon us before we know it. But again, there's nothing else I need to build down in the bottom. That's how it's going to be, other than to extend this cement out, try to get as much steel going as possible in the forges, let that run. Right now, I'm just kind of letting resources melt down into the steel forges, but they've got 30,000 clay, so that means at some point I could literally queue up like an hour's worth of forged iron and just let it, or forged steel and just let it run. And that's where you want to get. You want to build momentum to the point where you're running your forges 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour. Just let them run and run and run and run. Not have to worry about it. And that's what we want to do. Same thing with our stone forges. Same thing with our cement mixers. Let them run while you're doing something else. Then come back in 30 minutes, re-queue it all up again, and then you're on to something else. It gives you 30 minutes break from micromanages of forges. Now, actually, I should have went and put something in those lead forges now that I think about it, or in brass forges, but we'll check in on that in a bit. That's okay. They're still outputting tons of stuff, and that's what's important. As long as they're outputting or inputting, that's fine. You gotta give yourself some time to do other stuff. Oh boy. Let's go out this way. I got the bars already in right there. I'll have to take those bars out. Those bars were just to test that edge. But let's get this going. Now, this is something I was doing on the previous base. Never got it finished because our server got wonky. It's probably because my team is so epic. Our server got wonky and we had to reset again. I typically don't like to reset that often because, you know, my team is putting in a lot of time and effort into collecting and getting it going. And, you know, you just want to keep scaling up and seeing those more and more awesome Horde Nights. That's what all the hard work is for, right? Seeing those more and more incredible Horde Nights start to unfold along the way. And, of course, those more and more incredible defenses as well. And we're going to utilize our defenses. Oh, we're underneath the overhang there. We're going to utilize those defenses as best we can along the way. We're going to use our peeps first. We're going to let them take out a lot of the zombies. And then when it's time, we're going to call in the Hail Mary of our turrets. And we're going to flip our turrets on when I feel it's getting a little overwhelming and I can't sustain defending the base. We got to watch out for that. All right, we're going to go ahead and fill these in backwards as we go, just because it's kind of hard to get under here because this already has an overhang for our stuff. I kind of feel like we should. Now, where we got to take our overhang out. No, that's part of our main overhang there, so that's fine. That is fine. We like it. We're going to go with it. Try to keep any mobs from spawning or getting into the in-between areas of our base. This is where the danger happens, right? When they're getting in there and they're getting underneath your base, they're getting in between the walls of your base, and all of a sudden you look around and they've knocked out, even though you can have concrete or even steel, they've been sitting there that whole time, knocking on it, knocking on it, and you don't know where they're at. And they would be in this middle area here, literally breaking their way into the bottom part of our base, into the kill box. And the next person who goes down in the kill box, surprise! You don't want to have that kind of surprise in your day. Big time. All right, we're gonna have to jump up here. We're gonna have to get the chainsaw because we're gonna need to cut some of that out. Let's get it going. Turn my piece back up. Let's see. Oh, it's Super Tuesday, is it? Was it Super Tuesday? I had no idea. Oh, I need one of the chainsaws. Someone got the chainsaws?
Yes. Yep.
All right. Well, I'll just use an axe.
Somebody planted about 800,000 trees.
Well, we needed wood.
Yeah, we were running really low on wood. I'm burning a lot of wood because I got so many forges going now. So plant as many trees as you can. We're gonna flatten that out eventually. I think that'll be my next project after I get the base done here. Flattening that out and just build an insane tree farm. Basically, we'll flatten it out with the auger.
4 chainsaws.
Oh, I burned a few of those chainsaws to make that other auger. There we go. There we go. So I'd rather have another level 5 auger than a couple level 2 chainsaws. Because you really only need 1 or 2 chainsaws, where augers you need as many as you can get. All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and just have to do this the old school way, where we just do a little hacky hack on these bars. But that's okay. We only have to do half of them. The other half will fall down. Boom. Chainsaw would make quick work of this. And that's why you always test first. You don't want to build a big gigantic thing and burn thousands and thousands of resources only to realize that that's not what you want to do, right? That it can be incredibly difficult in the long run to take all that down. Especially if I'd upgraded this to steel. This is just wood bars. It's a lot of resources to take out, especially with concrete. That is a lot of resources to undo. All right. Oh, we got tons of bars here. That's tons of frames underneath here. Take these frames out. These frames are holding this up. There we go. And then a lot easier to just one hit the rest of this. Get some of those resources back. Nice, easy peasy. All right, good to go. All right, let's finish up this inner edge of the base. All those mobs are down there going, "Hey, I want to get up there and want to eat that Kismet's face." Yeah, I want to get up here and get it. Now, with as many forges as we're going, I'm actually surprised that we don't have like eight screamers coming in every 2 seconds. But we're going to get to a point here once we have our cage in where we won't have to defend the base every 2 seconds. As well as we will start to make it where our defenses are always in. So right after Horde Night, we'll just restore our defenses every single time. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and just work on this outer cage. Try to get this done. I'm running along there in the barbed wire. They trying to get to me, that's for sure. Take all this out now. Stop breaking our defenses. There we go. Be very convenient to be in this upper level where they can't get to you, but you can shoot them. Very, very nice. And this time I went very slow on making the cage because it does, one, require a lot of resources, and two, I was already going to move it out when I thickened the base out here. And I feel like we thickened the base, and even then it's pretty scary. Pretty scary whether we were going to survive that Horde Night. So, settle in. We may hit our Horde Night tonight, so gather some snacks. And get ready for some insanity here. We're going to go ahead and work on the outer edge first. Ooh. That makes my stomach sick every time it does that without me expecting it. Just drop down there. One of those bars got knocked out. There we go.
I'm getting nothing from it.
Let's keep on rocking in the free world. Keep on filling these blocks in. We'll get it done in no time, and then we'll be onto the cage here. There we go. Nothing wrong with doing things the old-fashioned way. Old school is the best way, I tell you. That's the way to do it. That's the way I play games. That's the way I rock pretty much everything. Old school. There's a reason why we did it that way, and it's because it was way more fun. We don't cheat. We don't shortcut. We don't use third-party mods unless we've already played through a bunch of times. I'm a big fan of mod community, by the way. Not that I dislike mods. Is that I feel like we should go through and challenge ourselves to do it without any enhancements to it first, and then come back and add a whole bunch of mods later on when we feel like we've kind of crushed the base version. I still feel like we haven't crushed the base version of Alpha 18. It hasn't gotten easy. We're always constantly struggling to go quicker and quicker and build stronger and stronger bases. So that's what we're doing right now. Now, eventually, because I'm not doing this interior area as iron, because I feel like it's kind of a waste, it will eventually start to take a lot of damage in there. And if we see it get breached, then we'll have to fix it up. But for right now, we'll just keep lining the exterior, making it nice and solid. Go ahead and run it across this edge. That's why we're going to need a lot of frames, right? We're going to need a lot of frames today to get this going. And a lot of bars. Do I still have those bars running? I say we make some more. 500 more. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Get that going on. And it will be nice when we get to a point where it doesn't feel like we're always in a hurry to get stuff done. That's going to be nice. And that's going to be very, very soon. At this pace that my peeps are at right now, this base is nearly complete. All we need is some cages in there. We need our turrets in. And that's it. And we'll automate the turrets, so we'll just kind of set it and forget it. Any mobs that get too close to the base will be wiped out automatically. The power will turn on, wipe them out, and then turn itself back off again. So that is very, very convenient. And then what we do is we continue to work on getting better items and more augers and more chainsaws, getting stronger and stronger as we go. Now, also, we can start building remote bases for people to inside the cities. So for people to drop loot temporarily, gather food and whatnot. And one of the things that we used to do is we build separate bases, or we still can do, is we build separate bases and we stock them full of extra ammo, extra food and whatnot, so people can utilize those bases while they're in the middle of looting. You know, these cities right now are probably getting emptied right now because my team is just doing such a great job of looting it all. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes when it respawns. Sometimes what I do is also go through and I set the respawn to 5,000 days. And the reason why I do that is I kind of feel like there should be a mode in the game where nothing respawns. And the reason why is if you were really in the apocalypse, you would have to keep going further and further and further out from the base to find more and more resources until eventually those finite resources ran out. And then what do you do? Then what do you do? Well, then you pick up a spear and you start stabby stuff. Because you're out of ammo, you're out of everything else. You just start using your fists. At that point, you use all those other weapons that you never really used that are just sitting useless in the box most of the time. That's when you pull those out. So I feel like that should be the long run play of the game, is that you literally just eventually run out of resources. But of course, with the map I'm on right now, I'm on a 32,000 map, which is actually 64,000 because it actually starts from the center, so it would be 64,000 all around. That's going to be a crazy ton of resources. It's going to be a lot of towns, a lot of places for my explorers to keep going further and further out until they fully explored all the map and collected all of the loot. And I feel like we'll probably do that the next time we play. No plans to reset the server now, though. We're going to let this run for quite a long time. See how long we can let it run, right? How many days can we go in this particular playthrough before it gets wonky? And at the level that we build stuff, sometimes because it is an alpha game, you expect it to have trouble, right? Don't get too attached to your stuff. I don't get too attached to my bases that I build, even though they do sometimes take hundreds of hours to build. But I don't get too attached. I know it's an alpha game. You gotta understand that going in. If you lose your bike, if you lose your gear, don't go on the forums and complain. You made a choice to play an alpha game. If it's a release game, well then, hey, go on there and give some constructive feedback saying, yo, I mean, you can still do it even in an alpha game. But give some constructive feedback. Says, hey, I think it should do this, but it's doing this. Right? Going in there and complaining and say, you know, this game sucks because blah, 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 blah. Doesn't help nothing. They'll just ignore that anyway. Everybody will pretty much ignore it. So what you want to do is go in and give the solution. What's the solution to the problem, right? If you're having an issue, what would the solution be? Like one of the solutions I would like to see is put every single combination of shape in every one of these frames. I feel like it's absolutely useless to have wet concrete as the base of everything that I'm doing. Frames are the true genius of 7 Days to Die, and I feel like they should have every frame have every shape. And I feel like they're just kind of testing the waters right now on those. But I feel like it would be way better if they had every shape and every type of frame. I feel like when they take out frames, I feel like it's a huge detriment to the game. The people who are builders like me, they love frames, right? Because I can just put these frames down, decide, is that what I want? Nah, let's try this. No, that's not what I want. That's not working good. I think maybe if I do this, what about that? Oh, okay, that's looking better. Okay, like it. Fill it in, right? That's how us builders work. We work like that. We work off iterating on stuff without making a commitment to building that base. I actually am not a big fan of games that force you to regather all of your resources again if you do make a mistake when you're building, right? And you will make mistakes anyway, and you'll still have to use some resources again here in 7 Days to Die. But bulk-wise, I don't have to go and recommit and say, oh, everybody, the base got screwed up. Hold on, let me knock the whole entire base down. Everybody go collect all that stuff again, right? At least they know that on the most part, those resources are going to last a good amount of time. So their time and effort was worth it. And that's what you got to figure out in games, right? That the effort and time spent is worth it in the long run. And I feel that tremendously in 7 Days to Die. It is absolutely worth the effort to go in and build a giant base like this and protect my peeps and then keep scaling it up to the point where we are just OP, where we're overpowering these mobs to the huge degree. We'll see where it is. We have not found that level yet. We have not found it, even though I've built some pretty substantial bases along the way. We have not found that level where we just feel like, okay, we got this Horde Night easy mode. Right? Because those bombers really make a change, man. They make a change in Alpha 18. Game is much harder. Scales up as you scale up. The better you are, the more stuff it's going to throw at you. We had a non-stop Horde Night. Day 28, it was insane. Tons of bombers coming in. Ferals from everywhere. This next Horde Night will be even more insane. It'll be nothing but ferals. And if we don't have our turrets in by then, we're going to be in trouble. Because we're going to need to thin them out when they get too close to the edge of the base. And I'm still debating whether I like the plates there or whether I should put spikes in that inner part. But those spikes just... oh, wow, I'm out of frames. Those spikes just die really, really quickly. And then they're running along that inner edge anyway. So at least I could have an extra line instead. Luckily, I got another stack of 500 frames. We're making more right now. Making more because I always need frames. Frames is not a thing that I say, well, I got all the frames I need. That's something very rarely you hear in anyone who plays 7 Days to Die, at least the early game. Later on, we'll have so much resources that that'll be a moot point. I won't have to say, hey, everybody, we need iron. Hey, everybody, we need coal. Hey, everybody, we need whatever. We'll have an abundance of resources. And with my crew, that kind of fall off point is coming up very, very soon. When I get this base complete, and really we're only a few steps away, we need a cage and we need turrets in. Then we're ready to go and explore all the cities and maybe build a little bit remote bases. We'll take some concrete with us, build a little bit of remote bases out there so our peeps can utilize that as a little bunker. Say they need to hunker down at nighttime or they need to drop off loot, they can do that. There we go. That top side done. Triple layered now. Triple layered in. Very nice. All right, let's go ahead and take this out. Triple layered in. That's a thing of beauty right there. I love the spikes. I think it makes it look cool as well as prevents them from jumping up. Worked very effective last time. Prevents them from jumping up on this lip edge here. Very nicely, but also will still allow my peeps to shoot in between there so they can't just duck underneath the block here and not be shot in the head, which I don't like. I don't like to give them an area to hide under. There we go. Duly noted, I'll tell the team here at 7 Days to Die to cry. Don't tell them to cry. Tell them they're awesome. They're Sasquatch. Tell them they're awesome. Tell them it's one of my favorite games of all time and it's not even out of alpha. That's saying something. That's saying something. I have thousands of hours here, and I've given away over 100 copies of 7 Days to Die. Take that, 100 times $24 each. That's how many copies I've given away. That's how much I love it, by putting my money down and letting other people enjoy the game as well. So you're welcome as well for that. And of course, also Fun Pips provided some of those, but the bulk of those from me and from my sponsors. So appreciate all of that. All of that. And I built hundreds of bases of all different types, including one of my favorites called the automated Kismet Killbox, where literally you walk away from the base and it just defends itself, which is pretty cool. And we'll do the same thing. We'll add some of that automation here in the mega base. Now, if you guys want a quick tour, I think I forgot to give the tour today. Before we get any further here, working on the cage, let's go out here. We're using some of the powered doors, as you can see there. Oh, hey, what's up? Let's chat. You talk to my shotgun. Oh, look, we got a helicopter going. She's flying away in her helicopter. I saw her fly away. Who was that? Ah, look at that. Gwen, or not Gwen, Rathawall out there flying her helicopter. Very cool. So yeah, here's the mega base. What we've done is we've iterated on something we call the Kismet Killbox. Now, Kismet Killbox basically has several different elements. First, you have an element of poles that you put in the middle so that you can fire through there. So basically, it's like a bunker, right? So you have a little bunker edge that you can fire through. Now, you can also use slits and whatnot, but I prefer to use the poles and run them along the inner part of the base. This allows people to move up and down along the base, gives them view in 360-degree views here. And then we run the poles here. Now, normally we just run the inner pole and we double line it. Double line Kismet Killbox from the very beginning of the game will last to the very end to 5,000 days. That's the longest time we've gone, over 5,000 days in the game. And it would double line it. One thing of cement at the bottom, double lined in the middle, last over 5,000 days. Now, here in Alpha 18, that will not last 5,000 days. In fact, we have it quadruple lined right now. We have an inner block, an outer block, and another block here. And then, of course, we have one inner pole, which is 7,000 plus the 5,000 underneath there for the cement. And then, of course, we have two poles there and two poles here. So this literally is insanely thick, right? Insanely thick in resources. So 7 plus 5 is going to be 12,000 plus 12,000 is 24,000 times 2. That's 48,000 that they need to break through to get to the inner part of our kill box. And it seems like that's a lot. It is not a lot. It is not a lot. Last time they blew up a gigantic hole. As you can see, there's no resources here. You can see it blew it up. They blew up a hole here and started to get into the inner part of that thing. Of course, I had to come over and repair real quick so they didn't breach the outside of the base. If you want to see that clip, you can check it out on the Twitter. While you're there, do me a huge favor. Go ahead and retweet that. It does help the stream as well. Throw that in the chat for you. Let's turn our light on so you guys can see what I'm doing. So there we go. That's the outer part. And of course, we quadruple line this in our last base, and it is very, very effective against the bombers, which is your biggest nemesis. We've also put these up here to prevent mobs from jumping up on this outer lip, because one block is actually over this, right? So this is going inward toward the base, this one here. And then, of course, in this block here is going outward. So that's how they match up to each other. Of course, you sacrifice something when you do that, and that is the ability to put something right here on the second level up. But you could still, at the bottom here, you could put spikes along the bottom. So very, very effective. Also, one of my more genius ideas is the pedestal idea. We put pedestals inside the base there, and 2 back seems to be optimum. And you can go ahead and put your turrets on there, your personal turrets, these turrets here. You can put those on there during Horde Night, or when random mobs try to sneak up on you, but you snuck up on them instead. And it basically wipes them out, helps a lot during Horde Night. I also found that you don't actually want to put your regular turrets on there, because if you do, what happens is they get hit a lot from cops and other mobs that can range you. So watch out for that. We're going to put them up here in a nice little safe corner, protected by our cage, and then firing down. And we're going to have 4, 2 per side, so 4 on each corner eventually all the way around. We'll come back and repair all this. We'll work on that when we get closer to that Horde Night. When is Horde Night here? Let's go up and let's double check that. Up here at the top. What we do is we usually, we don't obviously need to know the very first Horde Nights. Everybody typically knows those. But as we get up in here, we go ahead and we make it easy on people to do the math so they don't forget. And usually this is the main door coming in and out of the base, so everyone's going to see it. Now, I have a list of Horde Nights so I don't screw this up that I did, I don't know, forever ago, years ago. It's basically just a spreadsheet that tells me exactly what days we are. So the next one is going to be day 35. So that's coming up real soon. We're on day 31. We're going to 32, so that's 3 days away. We may just go until we hit that Horde Night and rock that sucker. So let's see. Day 35, then 42, then 49, 56. And I find these doing boards like this are incredibly great way of communicating with each other. And then day 70, we get 70 in there. There we go. Now, actually, probably best if we put a dash in. There we go. We can get more in there like this without having to use this space in there. All right. Oh, or not. Huh. That's interesting. Let's try a comma. Oh, we gotta use the comma now. Ah, that's interesting. I used to do that with dashes, but now we'll just use commas, which works great. So Horde Nights 35, 42, 49. If I make a mistake, you let me know in the chat. 56 and 63 and 70. So now we literally have a whole bunch of Horde Nights. I don't have to touch that sign again for another 6 Horde Nights and come back and update it again. That'll be 6, 7, 8 days from now. And of course, we also have a sensor up there that senses whether it's me or my allies and allows them into the base, and then automatically opens and closes the door for me. We have a pressure plate right down here that triggers this hatch. We got to fix those hatches. You know what? I feel like fixing those hatches right now. Hold on. Let's take a moment. Let's repair this hatch, and then what we're going to do is we're going to get off the thing. We're going to try to pick this hatch up. Wait for it to finish going up and down. Repair that hatch, and then you hit E, it picks it up. Now, here's a fantastic trick for hatches, is the fact that you want to damage your automated hatches. Oops, almost dropped it down in there. You want to damage your automated hatches a little bit, because here's one of the things I feel like they should also add, is the ability to lock this hatch, right? Is to lock it so that you can't accidentally pick it up. Right, now I happen to have 2 hatches here. Just going to make this easier. And then we're going to go ahead and use our wire tool if we have it on it. We don't have it on us. All right, hold on. We got to go up here. We got to get our wire tool. We got to check on our forges as well. We'll get back to that in a second. So one of the things that you'll find is you need a backsplash to run into, typically. So without that backsplash, it's very difficult sometimes to get down into the thing itself. We got our trigger plate coming down into here. It's linked to the other trigger plates, right? We got the power coming there to the trigger plate down here. Then we're going to go ahead and grab this, and we're going to go ahead and run it. Oh, it's already running up to the other one. I'm working on this other hatch on this side, by the way. Run around the other side, Mad Cupcake. Doesn't matter what you're working on, by the way. There's always somebody who wants to use the thing that you're trying to fix in that very moment. It's always the way it is. It's pretty funny. All right. So we go ahead and take this trigger plate, which we've been using. There we go. And now this should open, and then it's open in the correct way where we can bump against it and then very nicely go down into it. Now, normally I do not like the thing to be right there, but we're going to have to go ahead and just side, so it's just easier for people to go in. Now, another way you can do it is you can go ahead and put the pressure plate this side and go that way, which I kind of feel like I might want to do instead. We'll test it out over here. We'll go ahead and pick up this trigger plate, which I love the fact you can pick stuff up as well. What we say is the best defense stat against demolishers. We're going to try a strat. First, shoot them in the head, obviously. As best you can. Get your snipers, your best snipers on the job. They should be doing nothing but sniping those guys in the head. By the way, shotgun, pump shotgun, really great for taking their head off if you hit them in the right thing. Try to focus your shotgun into a tighter stream and then try to take their heads off before they blow up. Even if they're in the middle of blowing up, you can stop that. Okay, so we're going to do it this way, and then we're going to try it out on this one. Now that we got this one kind of like this, we're going to test it out if we prefer it to go that way. So we've got the power coming down yet again. We've got it coming down into two triggers. This trigger's for the one underneath. So this is the trigger for the one up there. So we have it coming down to this one and then going up to the pressure plate up above. And the reason why we have it doing that is so that we can kind of fool around with how it's set up here, right? So we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and rerun the power. Oh, I took my thing off my bar again. Rerun the power from down there. I'm going to leave. Oh, we went a little too fast there. See? A little awkward, right? A little awkward. I'm a big fan of a regular block as opposed to the thing because it is kind of you can go through it sometimes. All right, so we're going to go ahead and run this down to this pressure plate. There we go. And this one is going to go ahead and run now to the upside pressure plate here. There we go. And then we're going to run from that pressure plate, boom, to the actual thing. And then we'll do this, right? So now if you want to bump against it, oh, see how it's awkward? And that's because the thing starts to close after a few seconds. So you have to give it a second before you go down. I'm more of a fan of using a backsplash. So when you're coming up, you can just come up and go into a landing. I much prefer that when you're doing it than when you come up and you're just basically staring at the side and you got to turn left and all of that. It's really a cosmetic thing. It's really a preference thing. It doesn't really matter. As long as the hatch opens and closes, you're fine. But I always feel like it's a better idea to have it like this, right? To have it where you have a backsplash, you run over it, you bump into the backsplash, and then down you go. Very nicely done. And then as you go back up, as you go up, you will have a nice flat landing. So I feel like that's going to be the better idea. So we're going to go ahead and, again, we're going to pick this up, take that out. Now, one of the things that I have found for automated buildings, automated entrances and exits, is the fact that you want to put at least like a 4-second trigger in there. You want to change that to last 4 seconds. This allows people to get in and out of things, so it doesn't just open and close super fast. And you can see that 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000. Oh, gotta get off it. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, and then it closes, right? And if you feel like it's closing too quick on you, then make it 5, make it 6, whatever works for you. So, all right, same thing over here. We're gonna go ahead and grab this one out of here, and I feel like we're gonna change the direction of this because everybody getting frustrated coming in and out of these hatches. Now, the other thing they should know is that they don't have to go in and out of this hatch. If they want to get out of the base, actually the fastest way out of the base is the quick exit, which is right here. You can just jump down. You're out of the base. Easy peasy, right? And of course, we'll also have our cage up there here in a bit where they can jump out much easier. But they're coming in and out of the base. It should be super easy. They can just run up, hit that landing, off they go, do whatever they need to do. So we're going to commit to this backsplash here. We're going to go ahead and put that in and solidify that. We're going to do the same thing over here, solidify this, put our hatch back in, rotate it the same way. There we go. Very nice. And then go ahead and go down and use the trigger plate. Now, it's nice when you have 2 entrances so you don't have to redo a lot of stuff by going in and out, picking it up, doing all that stuff. Just put it down and rerun it. All right, so that's running down to there. Let's go ahead and right-click that trigger. Then we'll trigger this door. Then run up. So it's nice when the doors open automatically because you can wire stuff a lot easier. So I wired it from down the bottom, from one trigger plate to the other trigger plate, and then now to the hatch. And now we have wonderfully working. You don't even have to wait for that hatch to open. You just go right down in there, and you come right out. And when you come out, you'll hit a nice flat landing. And there will be no hatch doors in your way ever again. You're welcome. And there we go. Very nicely done. I felt like the same thing on this right here. When you try to hit this trigger and then go up here, this hatch door is actually in your way. You always want to experiment. See what you like, see what you don't like. So I feel like we're also going to repair this, and we're going to go ahead and pick up this hatch door here. There we go. Now what we're going to do down here is we're actually going to change the trigger in the lower level area here. We're going to change the trigger from this trigger plate, which is trigger the upper door, because we don't want them, obviously, coming up into our base if we don't want them to. If they somehow get up here, break their way through this level, we only want that to open when we know it's one of our guys. So we're going to remove this trigger plate on this side first, and then we'll fix the other side as well. The same thing up here. We want to have this where they can't get down into the kill box. We'll use a trigger there as well, so we'll take that out. And we're going to use these for this side of the base. Now, most people are not going to be standing right here, and I'm actually going to solidify in portions of this to protect it just opening and closing the door a tremendous amount of time. So you gotta protect against that constantly happening. Like down here, this one down here is like this so that, one, we could pull up these frames, and it would be very difficult for them to jump up on the ladder as well. I kind of feel like I might even extend that one more out. But when we hit this, this should start to open this when you jump up here and you get up there. But the problem with this, yet again, is the fact that it is going toward the wall. I'm not a big fan of that, so we're going to go ahead and revise that as well. Let's take that out. And don't worry, we'll get back to our forges, we'll get back to our cages, all that stuff. So now what we're going to do is we're going to revise the entrance of this particular block. Like so. Oh, hey! Come here and talk to my turret. Pedestals, one of my more geniuses ideas. So everybody wants to get rowdy over there, we're going to wipe them out. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the entrance to the top side of our base. And we're going to make it a little bit easier to go up and down. We're going to actually build a little bit of a shield here. That's going to go from the top side to the bottom side. And you always want to turn your people in the direction that is most convenient. Now, also, if they breach the base, which I feel like it's getting closer and closer to them actually breaching the interior of our base, we'll have a nice blocker here to give us a few seconds to get up that thing before we get in trouble. I'm going to go ahead and fill that in nicely. There we go. And again, we're going to turn the stairwell in the most commonly gone direction, right? So if your peeps are commonly going up the box and going in that direction, which normally they are for non-Horde Night, then that's the way we want to go. So we're going to go ahead and turn that. We come up, and boom, we're now up in this level. Then we go out the door, which is typically what people are going to do when they come out of there. Now, they also could go straight up into the top side of the base if they want to. The ladders still count, so they can just go straight up if they choose. But we're going to need to put another ladder right there. What's going to do, though, is interfere with our hatch, so we need to watch out for that. But then we'll need to get up here and be activated as we go up. So we're going to go ahead and put a sensor on the outside, looking this way to see if anybody's coming up that ladder. And if they're coming up that ladder, it'll automatically open that top hatch as well. So often you'll have to come up, turn around, and then go up the ladder as well. So we'll see if we can make that work. But for right now, we'll take out this last one right there. And they'll go ahead and put in our powered door. And again, well, this time we can turn the door toward the wall, like this, or that's what we did before. We'll turn it toward the wall when we're making it run. Okay, so we need to work on our power, though. So we need to put our trigger plate right over here. Also, oops, I put too many ladders in there. Take that out. See, as a precaution, if they were attacking the base, I can go in and pull these frames out. Right? It's like, uh-oh, they're attacking the base. Take it out while I'm on the ladder and then back up. All right? Right? That's a precaution. Then they're going to get rowdy down there, but at least they won't be attacking us. And we can shoot down to them from up here. But you also, in the future, by the way, I'll probably leave a section of this lower level as open. So if you're down here, you can fire down into the lower kill box. But they have yet to breach it in this playthrough, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Over 600 hours. Holy crap, 5,000 days? Yes, 5,000 days. That's a lot. The only way around that is to build everything in wood frames. Exactly. Exactly. You can build stuff with wood frames, and we started this with wood frames, by the way. The whole entire base was originally the base, this lower part and this upper part were all wood frames to start kind of getting an idea of the size we want, getting an idea of what we want. I feel like, again, the thing they should do, forget wet concrete. Please make all of these out, every single shape in rebar frames. Rebar frames is the thing I use the most. I need all those shapes. Also, on wood boxes, on wood frames, please add the wedge tips back in. There is no wedge tip. So you have the wedge piece, but there's no wedge tip. So to use the wedge tips, you have to use the concrete. You have to use the wet concrete, which is a whole lot of steps to get to that wedge tip that you need to make a wedge ramp. And why do you need a wedge ramp? Well, if you want to add a big, gigantic entrance like we got, where you want a nice wedge ramp there, so when you're driving your vehicle, you're not like, because it's really hard to get up those really severe angles. So if you got it as a nice wedge, boom, you can drive your truck right up in there, right in the base. Notice that we're using catwalks out here, by the way, to do huge spans. Catwalks can span 28 blocks. That's right, 28 blocks without a support underneath. Though, watch out, if they blow up, they're going to cause that to come down. But it is very, very nice. Pretty sturdy, pretty strong as well. Not very that resource intensive, just some wood and forged iron. And you can see that we've spanned that. That's actually a 12 span right there, just for safety's sake. And then we could also do another 12 span on the other side. So you have support this side, 12 span, support this side, 12 span. That's a 24 span. No supports underneath. You're welcome. You can make freeways all day, every day. I've done it many, many times. I made freeways between all of the cities and all of that. It's really fun. It requires very little amount of resources. Typically, you can have just 3 central supports like we have there that hold that up beautifully. And, of course, if you have a nice drawbridge, makes it even better. And, of course, we're going to push this drawbridge further out and then cut off some more of this. And it's really great to adjust the width of your entrance and exits. As you expand the outside of your base, you can go ahead and take some more and more of that out. And then, of course, move your drawbridge out as well. We'll make that drawbridge automated as well. But let's get back to business here. Let's go ahead and fix our directions for our peeps here so it's not so annoying to come in and out of the base. Right? We want these nice backsplashes to work. Uh-oh, we took that power out. We have to fix that power at some point. They can use this one right now. All right, so let's go ahead and we need to get our powered stuff. That's what we need to do. That's the other thing. Just a heads up, everybody, I'm going to be working on the entrances and exits for a little bit here. I'm optimizing them so you don't have to, run into the thing and all of that. Shot that dude right in the chest. Getting rowdy in here. Getting rowdy. All right, no, I don't have PvP on, so that's why they can do that without fear. Let's see. We got that. We're going to probably do a little bit of wiring today. We'll come back to our turrets later. This one. There we go. That one's in working order. Now, we need to make sure to come back and damage those turrets a little bit so they don't accidentally pick them up later on. So down here, we're going to have a pressure plate. I feel like the pressure plate is the smarter idea as well. And we always cut the power down here, by the way. What you want to do eventually, and I'm just kind of tinkering right now, what you want to do eventually is have it where all this stuff is on separate power. So if all of a sudden a mob got in here, they breached that side of the base, which they almost did. They almost breached this side of the base, even with that quadruple line. They almost breached, and they try to come straight. The first thing they're going to do is come straight for you. And everybody should be running the heck out of here at that point. Or I can try to block in that whole side. I've done that before as well. But once they start to breach, you've got to get the heck out of here as quick as possible. Pull up all the frames. I will not actually fill those with cement. They'll stay frames. Get the heck out of here. This, of course, they'll be shooting at us at the same time. All of our peeps get out of here. I'll grab the frames. I'll be the last one out. And if I die, then someone else has to take up the slack and grab those frames out of there. And then kill the power to the bottom part. And the reason why we'll kill the power, because if they do happen to jump up here, crawlers happen to jump up here and try to get to the upper base, that block will be protected because the hatch will be down and will not be able to be opened. And then if we want to go down into the kill box from then on, in the middle of that battle, we will actually jump off the side of the building. We've done that before. I've told everybody off. And that's when everybody has to jump down and just go melee. Go melee or just try to kill them as fast as they come at you and try to survive. We've done that many times. That's a lot of fun, too. Sometimes I just call melee night, where we just do everything melee. That's crazy. That's a crazy horde night when you do that. I might have to do that again soon. That's going to be fun. All right. So to access the upper part of the base, we're going to go ahead and put one of these right over here. And I feel like we're going to go ahead and just take this out for now. Oh, well, I could use an axe faster. Take our axe and whoop. Whoop. There we go. Then we'll go ahead and put in a block. We're going to block in the interior of this probably in the long run. And then we're going to go ahead and put in a nice little sensor here. Right, like that. Oh, one too many clicking. Then we're going to run our power first to the sensor. Should we go first to the sensor or first to the... I think we're going to go first to the... first to the sensor down below. Let's try that first. Let's go to that, and then we'll come up to this. Gives you a little bit more control over what's going on. And then we'll run that to our Killbox down here. So let's go ahead and rotate that in the most efficient manner. There we go. And then we will run it from up here down to this turret. And then we're going to go ahead and tell this to just watch right there, right? We don't want it to see the whole rest of the base. You want it to only see the section that's most important to whatever you're setting your power to. Otherwise, it'll just trigger on and off all day, every day. It's going to burn up all of your fuel. So we only need to see this much. Anybody who comes in this area will automatically open the turret or open the lower section. Now, of course, we only want it to be me and, of course, any of my allies. Anyone who's not one of my allies, who's not going to be able to get in there, and anybody who is a zombie is also not going to get in there. We're going to go ahead and tell it to trigger for 4 seconds. And then we're going to see that it automatically triggers. I'm going to move out of the zone. See the yellow kind of cone of detection there. It can't see me over here. Hello? Nope, can't see me. I kind of get up here and say, I want to go down this turret. Boom. There we go. Automatically opens. Down we go. Now, can we access it from down here? We're going to wait for it to close. Up there, it's closed. We'll hit this trigger. Is it going to open? It whiz. So we've got it. Oh, what happened there? What happened? Why? Let's do it again. Uh-oh. See, it closed itself really, really quickly. So again, we need to put in that delay in our power. So we're going to go ahead and put that 4-second delay in there, not hit reset. And then I'll give us some time to get up the ladder to get to this upper part. Much nicer, not running into the wall the whole time if you want to just get out of there and then go out of the base. Now, if you do want to go straight up, we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. So as we're down here, and we'll let that close. There we go. We'll trigger this. And then we'll go up, and then we'll turn this way. Can we keep going? Yes, if you just kind of wiggle a little bit there, you'll be able to go. Now, the problem also is the fact that the upper one is not running. And we're going to do kind of the same thing to automatically activate that upper one when someone's going up and down this particular ladder using the same kind of technique. So over here, we're going to do a motion sensor right over on this side. We're going to do the same thing now with all of our power. We're going to go ahead and run our power from here to the upper trigger first. Let's go to the upper trigger, which is this right here, this upper plate right there. So we'll go there first. Then we're actually going to go back down, down below.
Almost directly north, another one.
There we go, back down below. And we're going to go ahead and put this here. Then we're going to go ahead and put that to there. All right. Now, good. It's important to know your sequence. Your sequence is vitally important. Now, this right here, I'm going to aim it a little bit higher here. And I wish there was a way to zoom it in. That would be great. Like, you zoom it in a little bit so it only detects that section. But we're going to do what we got to do here and just run it just right over here. Maybe a little bit higher here. Let's say right about there. Now, it's kind of glitching out through the ceiling there a little bit. Not liking that. Might have to move that down just a little bit. Yeah, I feel like we should move that down. I don't even like it, even if it doesn't have any effect on it. I don't like it when it does it. I don't like it when it clips, right? Clipping is no bueno. All right, so let's go ahead and take our power again. We'll run to this side. We'll go up here. And we'll run to the plate first. We'll grab the plate. Right-click that. Come on, you. There we go. A little excessive clicking there. Down in the motion sensor. From the motion sensor to that upper one there. Again, this one here is activating that one. And this one here is going to be activating the upper turret. And once again, we're going to set this to 4 seconds. We're going to go ahead and turn this. There we go. Now it's not. So doing it. And we're going to aim it really far up, right? Really, really far up here. So it doesn't see anybody staying at the bottom. It's only going to see the people who are way up at the top of the ladder, right? See, it's only going to see just the very top of that ladder. So when I'm standing here, it should only activate this one and that one. So you got to think that stuff out. Got to think that stuff out, right? And then when I jump up here, this should automatically open when it sees me come up. Now, in theory, we go down into the kill box now, and we run our way up using our first trigger. It should automatically trigger all the rest of it. Hi! Hi, how you doing? Oh, don't touch my base. I just, you know, I don't go to your house, start wailing on your house. Why you come to my house, right? Oh, hey! Let me introduce you to my turret. Bad doggy. Bad doggy. Careful, we've got dogs running around the outside of the base. Big boy! You're dead, big boy. One of the weird things, too, is when they die, sometimes they stand up and they stay stood up. Especially annoying during Horde Night because you don't really know who's dead and who's not, and you're wasting all this extra ammo and whatnot. And see, this is a great time. See, we can't see the dogs because they're in that in-between state. We go up on top, and that's when we wipe them out. So let's go see if we can get up on top, wipe that dog out. Right here. We start with the trigger. Right there. Should trigger this one. Then as we go up, we get it to the top part. Should automatically open the second one. And you're good, right? You're good. And there's no obstructions in your way. So you just come straight up, run into the base. You're good, right? You need to think that out as a base designer. What is going to be the most convenient? I always think in terms of what's the best for the peeps who are running in and out of my bases. What's the optimum to have everything so that when they're coming in and out of the base, it makes it the least annoying as possible. And one of the things that was annoying is the way these turrets were, right? And again, see, the ladder kind of leads them into the direction of, okay, you go this way, you'll come up to a landing. You go the other way, you won't come up to a landing, right? But that's how we try to. Well, they're putting stuff on these things now too. Cool. All right, let's go take out some doggies. Let's go down here now. Now they'll be able to use either of these. We're gonna go check out this way. Now, of course, this one here is watching our front door. Taking that out. And let's go see if there's any more doggies out here we can wipe out. We're out the wall down there taking care of business. Taking care of business. All right, so there we go. So there's a bit about power and how to think it through when you're generating power. So let's see how convenient that is. Now, we got to remember the most important thing about using automated things because you cannot lock them for some reason. Don't call me. Don't let me know about it. You have to make sure you damage a little bit of this so your people are not hitting E every time. And people will, especially new peeps who say, oh, hey, Kismet, can I join you on the server? Sure. And then they're going to come in here and they're going to be picking up your things. They don't have to hit E. It'll automatically get it going. There we go. So those are done. Our outer door, how's our outer door doing? It's already got a little bit of damage. Yes, all right, good. Just a teeny bit of damage. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just a teeny bit to prevent that kind of annoying losing of the thing every time. About punch Gwen in the head there. To that annoying constant them picking up your entrances and putting them down, picking them up, and so on. Here we go. What do you say is best defense against strategies demolishers? Shoot him in the head. Cupcake is trying to steal the show. He is? Where's he at? I don't even see him. I don't even see him. I think he got shot with an arrow earlier, so now he's going to run around with an arrow in him. And then, of course, we'll put more stuff in as we need it here. More forges. Uh-oh. Speaking of keeping our forges running here, we got a forge that's not running. Now you're like, well, Kismet, you haven't touched that in like 30 minutes. That's okay. That's okay. We can let that run and whatnot. Now, the toughest thing I find is it runs out of fuel because we need a lot of wood to make that happen. So I'm going to go ahead and stack some of these again. We got that on. There we go.
Not working, or nobody wants to talk to me.
And then we got that going. And we'll go in here. That one's already got a lot in that one, so we'll let that one
Yeah,
run.
almost 30,000 wood, so.
Nice. Yeah, I got tired of tree farming, so I stopped.
Turn that on.
So did I. But I kept
And
going.
then turn that on.
I just went back to the iron mine.
And then there we go. All right.
More lead again, though.
There we go.
I have a good spot for lead. My
And we'll get all this out of here. We'll let that run some more.
cave mine has really good lead deposits.
All right. Now we're looking good. Got those queued back up again.
I think there must
All right. Let's check in on our forges here. Let's see how they're doing. We don't have any iron. Then we will start to feed all of our other stuff, all of our random iron items here into our forges.
go on to the next bed.
And get that going. There we go. And I have them turned down on reason because when they're talking, they can't hear me right now, by the way. Most of the time, they cannot hear me, so they don't listen to the commentation, both on stream and then also during Discord. So I'll turn them down when I need to chat to you guys, which is quite often in the street. And then when I need to hear them, I will turn them back up. Wow, look at all this forge iron in here. Wow. So much forge iron, we can't even do anything with it. All right, let's queue this up over here. And we'll get all this forge iron out of that. That's going to be fantastic for working on our cage. All right. Very nice. Looking good. We'll put that forge iron. Wow, okay, I don't even think we have enough room in there for forge iron. Now that is a thing of beauty right there. That is a thing of beauty. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, whenever I reach this point where this is getting full, by the way, nitrate does not belong in there, and neither does paint, and neither does headlights. Well, I'm always micromanaging all of this stuff. Trying to get my attention? What's up?
He's
Go to the other side if you're trying to get in. You have to go to the side with drop box 5, 6, and 7.
What are you trying to do?
Matt Cupcake can't get into the base.
wood.
Oh, Woodar. Sorry. Oh, you're our friend.
Well, he's got to be an ally, which he is. He's in the base. He's right there.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it's
drifted to the left and it let me in.
yeah. You got
Oh, yeah.
That's for the sensors, yeah.
yeah. The sensors is turned more to Dropbox 5 through 8, or really 5 through 7 now. The last one's a trader box, so that it doesn't trigger why people are putting stuff in the first 4 drop boxes. So you have to be on the left side of the doorway. Also, I've automated the kill box down below, and then the area up above. Those are using sensors as well. So as you're coming up the kill box, you guys might want to check that out. I've turned it so that you can just hit the pressure plate, come up the stairs, and you'll come up to a landing. I've also turned all these ones in the second level, or really it's the third level, so that they have a splash back plate. So when you run forward, you'll hit that back plate, and then you can just go straight down without running into a wall or anything. And then when you come up, you won't run into a wall or anything blocking you as you come up. So the east side of the base is automated. As you come up, you get to the top side of the ladder. Trying to come up here into the third level, it will detect you're there. It takes a few seconds for it to kick in, and then it will open up the hatch automatically. There's nothing you need to do with the hatches. Just be in the right place at the right time, or run across one of these pressure plates, and it will do it automatically. There we go. Spent a lot of time working on that. But they got to be an ally, though. If they're not an ally, they can't get into base. That's the only requirement to get in and out of the base. All right, back to work. Sidetrack. Okay, now when this reaches this point, I will move the, when we get so much forge iron and stuff like that, I will actually move it out of there, and it will then go into the building box right here, because it's going to overwhelm that box. We don't want to overwhelm. Forge iron, steel, right here. All right, the building box very rarely gets filled up. Very rarely. So now we're going to move it all over here, so if they're looking for it, they'll know where it's at. And that's a wonderful amount of, look at that. Just heads up, everybody, because the crafting box is getting full. I've moved the forge iron and forge steel to the building box. It's the middle box above the forges. There we go. Let everybody know what's up with what's up. Let's keep melting this stuff down.
Woodar,
Yes, ma'am.
Right there.
you have Lucky Looter, right?
That
Yep.
in there.
I just dropped a bag. I don't know if you want to get it, check it out instead of me doing it, because I don't have any Lucky Looter.
Let's see.
Where
More
did it drop?
iron items. Melt those down. Candy
On the
tins.
South side of the base. Out.
None of that. All right.
Out where I'm standing.
See, one of the problems with doing it this way is that I have to sit here and manage these forges. I need to be building the cage. I need to be doing other things other than sitting here. So we definitely want to have this running based on just having stacks and stacks of iron. And my peeps are out doing it right now. They're getting iron. They're getting stone. They're doing all those priority items, lead, nitrate, those type of things. I don't need to tell them what to get anymore. They already know. They can get a sense of it by just looking at the boxes and saying, oh, we need iron. Oh, we need stone. I only do it in the very beginning. Do I say, hey, everybody, we need this and we need that. Wow, look at that wood. Now we're starting on wood. We need this, and we need the other thing, right? I feel like that's only necessary within the first, like, 14 days. And then after that, people can kind of micromanage themselves. Especially if they're new to the server and they get an idea of how we work. And then once they get an idea, I shouldn't have to micromanage them every 5 minutes. In fact, that kind of irritates people when you are micromanaging them every 5 minutes. Just a heads up. Don't irritate peeps. Don't tell people what to be doing every second. Every now and again is okay, but not every second. Don't be like, hey, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Ask them, hey, do you want to do this? That's a much better approach. And if they do, awesome. If they don't, well, then do it yourself. Or get someone else to do it. Either way. All right, forged iron over here. There we go. Looking good in those. Let's check this bottom one here. Looks like it's out of fuel. Let's go ahead and turn that on. Absolutely crush that fuel, destroying it. Let's get all this out of here. A little bit of stone there. Let's go ahead and do cement. Get that out of there. Don't need any bulletproof glass for right now. I've got plenty. I got 77, about as much as I'm going to need for later. We'll get into that. And then the rest of this here, we can go ahead, keep on feeding all these useless batteries in here as well. Check that output. Like so. There we go. Very, very heavy in wiping those out. Now, again, if I'm not in here, we can always do clay soil. Put these on the side. I feel like putting clay soil at the bottom. Someone else can actually feed this. They can see, oh, well, he's got batteries in the output. Oh, well, let me just throw that in there, right? Anybody who's ever done the forges will have a sense of that. Oh, well, this is empty? Okay, let's just pull whatever's in the output and throw it in there. That's why you put it in the output. Now, watch out, of course, you can fill up the thing. Hey, Kismet, how are you? Doing great, Darkstrider. It can fill up the output very, very easily, so watch out for that as well. I'm not really producing anything right now. I'm just melting this stuff down. We'll produce it all later. We have an abundance of resources right now. There's no need to be in a gigantic hurry. Look at this. We have the potential to make thousands of ammo. We actually have... Well, if I can get in the box, that's the moment they get in the box. We actually have thousands of ammo also in that ammo box. Sometimes peeps, they're in the one box that I want to get in. I mean, there's tons of boxes there in that one box, but that's okay. Eventually, we're going to be also moving as that ammo box fills up. We will move that over here to a secondary, and I didn't put it in yet because I want to fill in the outside cage first. But then we'll put in our finished area over here. So weapons, mods, food, water, meds, all of that stuff down here for them to pick up. And then, of course, as they overwhelm the drop boxes, then we'll add more drop boxes and so on down the road if necessary. I feel like 6 or 7 of them are enough. If they reach 7, awesome. Then also what I do is I start to tell my peeps, like if it's below level 4, they should just be straight up scrapping it. They should be scrapping all this stuff. All my collectors should be scrapping this stuff. They shouldn't be dropping it into this thing. So when they're running around and they find this bandana, scrap. They find that pants, scrap. They find that helmet, scrap. They find anything that's under level 4, scrap it. Bring me only the level 4 clothing items. Same thing over here with weapons and whatnot. Say we have a level 3 spear, right? We've got tons of spears in there. They're already past there. No one's using them, by the way. No one's using these suckers. They're just sitting in there, right? No one may use them ever. They may just sit in there forever. Won't be used. Turrets. They find some turrets. Scrap those turrets straight away. Don't need them, or sell them to the vendor. Sell them to the trader is also another option. That's why we have this last box being sold to the trader, right? And then I can also tell my peeps who come in who are dropping stuff off, or the people who are helping with sword air, to take anything that's below level 4 and automatically put it in sell to the trader box. So if I see all of this, the first thing I would do is go and take it and put it in the sell to trader box. If I need leather or I need iron, whatnot, I would then take the iron ones, like these ones right here. This is a dead giveaway that we can just take those and throw those into the iron forge until we have stacks of iron to use instead. Same thing with larger weapons. If you're hurting for iron, don't be selling that to the trader. Grab those gigantic hammers, not the steel hammer there, but grab these gigantic hammers or reinforced clubs or iron spears or whatever it is, and start to put those in the forges as well. It does require a lot of micromanaging by you, the quartermaster, but such is the way it goes. And your people will start to have a sense. The more people who understand how you play and how you organize your stuff, the better it is in the long run. So everybody can kind of pitch in with a little bit of that organization, so you don't have to organize as much, right? The better communication you are with your crew, the less work it is on everybody in the entire crew, right? To reduce that stuff, to sell it to the trader, to buy even better stuff. Like the thing right now to be buying is nonstop. Every time you see it at the trader is to buy the motor tool parts. Motor tool parts is probably the toughest thing in the game. You rarely have too many motor tools, at least at the lower level, until you get in that higher lucky looter. And even then, they're fairly rare. So every time you go to the trader, you want to be buying any motor tools, and you want to be buying the motor tool parts without fail. Every single time, every time it resets, that should be the first thing they're checking. Motor tool parts, motor tools. And using every bit of our resources, every bit of our cash that we have to buy as many of those as we can find. And then eventually, every person in the group, which is up to like 14 people. So we need 14 level 5 augers and 14 level 5 chainsaws. And once we have that, we rule. We rule. That's like the ultimate goal of trading and breaking down and whatnot. Now, we also have a bunch of other stuff we can make here. Rocket launchers, handguns, rifles. So we can actually craft those highest level 5s stuff. Now, level 6s are found looting, right? Like I have level 6 turrets. Those are found going around and looting. And I'm very lucky, and my peeps are awesome because they give me some of the good stuff to defend the base with, which is nice. Very, very nice. And we'll go out and we'll do exploring and collecting and all of that stuff at some point. But there'll be a diminishing returns. There'll be a point at which there's no longer a need to collect so often. You won't have to collect stone so often. You won't have to collect iron so often. Won't have to collect so many things, and it will diminish over time, right? But as we take on harder and harder horde nights, we're going to probably need to continue to work on trying out different defenses against those bombers. And we're going to keep trying. Going to keep working. All right, we got that done. We're just kind of waiting a little bit for that to finish. We got this going. What else do we need to work on? I feel like we don't need our pressure plates for right now. We'll get back to those. Don't need wet cement on me right here. We're dropping iron in here. That's what we're doing. We're going to drop these little tin cans. Iron in there. Getting rid of this extra iron stuff. Micromanaging a bit of our box here. There's our iron. Now we're in happy times. Because our collectors are crushing it. Look at that. Let's show some love for Lexi and Gwen in the chat. My awesome, insane collectors. I love collecting. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love going out there with the auger, bringing back those resources because it makes such a huge difference. They're really the unsung heroes. I feel like a lot of people give it to the scavengers. Those scavengers are awesome. But the people who take the time to bring in massive resources like this are the people who really, really make a difference in that horde night, in that last moment where you got to have those defenses in or you die. And there we go. Now we're ready to just stack and set it and forget it. Now we don't have to sit here in front of the forges for endless hours, right? We don't have to sit here and micromanage all this stuff. But we'll go ahead and just burn up some of it. The stuff doesn't do you any good in the box, right? I could have 12 boxes of iron, but I see that happen too. I see people playing 7 Days to Die, and they have boxes and boxes of raw resources. I feel like you're failing. You're failing as a quartermaster if those boxes are full of wood, if they're full of stone, if they're full of iron. You're failing. You're the failure of your group if you're not keeping that running. You need to make more forges. You need to make more stuff and turn that into something useful for your group. Because it ain't useful as a raw element. A raw element, it ain't doing anything unless you're turning it into something else. It's useless. Like junk turret ammo is a great thing to turn this into. And we're gonna make a whole bunch of that right now. Let's get that going. We got a whole bunch of stuff just sitting in the output here. Let's get that out of there. Junk turret. Let's go ahead and do some junk turret ammo. How much can we make? 8,000. That's a little much. Let's go 4,000. That's going to be, we're preemptively working on Horde Night by queuing that up. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to put all of this over here into our proper one here. There we go. This is ammo and mods. Over here. Boop, 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 boop. This way. Next person who comes in says, oh, cool, I got some barrel extenders. I like the barrel extenders for the junk turret, which is really, really nice. Really fantastic way to do some damage. I kind of feel like maybe... I'm trying to figure out what else I want to put on my junk turret. Not really sure. I can't put this on there. That would be awesome on there. A little extra mod to make your thing better. I'm not sure what else I want to put on there. Not sure. I'll have to figure that out. If you got some suggestions on the fourth thing I should put on my turret, you let me know in the chat. So, all right, we got that done. We got all of our stuff organized. Let's go ahead and see how about our stone. If I see a bunch of iron, then probably there's a good amount of stone in here, and there is. Let's get that going. And we'll convert some more cement here in a bit, but what we really want to do is make sure this doesn't max, which it did. Which is good. I like to see it max because that's 45 minutes before I have to look at these forges again. There's 64 minutes in that one. There we go. Why is that 64 minutes? Maybe that was 16 minutes. There we go. 32 minutes. It was 16 minutes, not 60 minutes. That one ran out of fuel. That one ran out of fuel. Let's go ahead and consolidate all of this. 32 minutes there. 32 minutes there. Why not? And if it runs out, that's okay. It's okay if it runs out, as long as it's still melting it down. And we're going to go ahead and fix these side ones over here. Take this out. Try to double stack these all the way down. Let's see. More stone. Right over here. Out of stone there. We'll go with what we got. We got this and this, so let's go ahead and cut this in half. What the heck? Oh my goodness! Sub love coming in, getting those gifted subs. Thank you so much for coming in, showing that love. Look at that! Holy mackerel! Is that gifted subs? No, that's just Alcara hitting it like 3 times. Thanks for coming in, saying happy holidays to Just Alcara. Thanks for coming in. Bipod or Cripple mod. Oh yeah, the Cripple mod. I remember you saying that before. We got to get that in there though. I don't know if we have that yet, but that's a good one we're going to look into. All right, let's go ahead and cut this in half. We'll put this up here. That'll balance that out. How are we looking on this side over here? We've got about 2,000 there, 3,000, roughly about 3,000, about 2,000 there. So yeah, we'll definitely need more stone. And you're like, well, Kismet, you're not keeping any stone for making cement. Well, we're actually going to let this build up for a while. We're going to let this build up for a while, and then take all of that cement and run it simultaneously once we have enough stone to make that happen. But right now, we're going to need to work on the base, so we don't want to be sitting here micromanaging these forges. We want to just set it and forget it for right now. I think I got all these. Want to set it and forget it for a half hour while we're busy doing something else. Now, over here, it's got tons of cement. I don't even need to take that out of there. I'm just going to leave it in there for now. We'll be fine. Let's get this other bit of pants out of my inventory here. Get rid of that leg armor. Put that back in there. Those are cranking away. These are cranking away. Tons of clay there. Very nice. All right, how are we looking over here? This is done. I feel like I'm just going to go ahead and put clay in here for now so I don't have to micromanage that. How are we looking here? Let's get a couple more of these in here. Then we'll put some clay in that one as well. Actually, how much clay is in that one? 20. Oh, that's already full of clay. That should be full of something else. So maybe we'll throw iron in there next. Let that melt down into something. It's already producing a bunch of stuff down here. We need to make sure that that output does not get full. Otherwise, we won't have all of our stuff there. This is going to make our peeps who do all the food very, very happy. We're going to have tons and tons of glasses for them. So they're not struggling for any of that. Let's see. Got all those running. All right, we'll let that run. We got all those running. We don't need to run our cement mixers for right now. Oh, let's get our cement before I forget. Already got it. Wow, it already is it now. Wow, I already used up all that cement. Never mind. I guess we will grab the cement. Oh, wait. We need to put our paint away here. Carry that around all day. Let's put this lead stuff back. I'll micromanage that for right now. Let's get our cement. Concrete mix here. All right. Again, do right by your collectors and don't let it sit in the box. Don't let their hard work go to waste. Go out there and try to get it converted into something useful. Like in this case, concrete is incredibly useful for fixing and upgrading our base. Boom. And eventually we'll have a gigantic box full of that. It'll be nice. All right, down here we go. Let's continue on with what we're working on. Now we got all that stuff queued up. We're working on the cage side of the base here, where we're going to make this come out so that they can stand up on that edge and fire down at the mob. So we're going to go ahead and put our bars on, get that going.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Alexia went out, come back in. Let's give her a nice invite right there. And then we'll go ahead and on face. There it is. And then when you do that, by the way, you want to go back to advanced so it doesn't move it. Now, I actually find it easier to do this from down below. That's why typically I don't like her to replace the spikes right away. Because when I'm working on the exterior of the base, it's really awkward to stand right here and try to do that. But we'll try to do it a little bit here. And all you have to do is really get it started on each side. 2 out in this case. See, hard to get to that because these spikes are currently in the way of the base. But these spikes will pretty much stay right there. So that's pretty good. So we'll do that. And then we can also go up above and get it going. But I feel like this is actually a little bit easier from down below. So we'll copy rotation and we'll go to advanced so it doesn't accidentally rotate. And then very easily fill in this bottom row. Again, watch out for your spikes when you're working. Again, see, that's why I say, hey, don't replace that while I'm working on the base. Because also it makes it easier for when I'm stealing in the ground, for when I'm working on the sides of the base, when I'm working on all sorts of stuff. Those defenses are unnecessary, typically on non-horde night most of the time. Now, eventually, once I have this all built, though, then we will then we'll just leave those defenses and replace them every single horde night. And then those defenses will help defend the base while we're working. Now, let's see. This is nice. Oop, unless you misclick at the last second. Which does happen. See, when I'm looking up there, there's a mob to try to run in behind me. Let's get this side over here. I hear somebody somewhere. There we go. We're just going to put a couple of those in from down here because it's easier to put them in when you're not right on the base. Here we go. We've got a couple of spaces here. Rotate that around. And we'll do that 2 out. That'll make that nice and easy. Other side here. And so we got a little bit of a breach point. We could use that breach point to help us. But we'll go ahead and just... I have a tendency to click right by it. Drives me crazy, but you know what? You got to know your limit. Got to know your limitations. Know what messes you up. Those need to be lined. There we go. Finish up that little bit from before. All right, so there we go. We got the start of our cage going. Let's get in. Let's do the whole entire cage. Get it going. Thanks for coming in, Just Alcara. I appreciate the love. Getting that awesome love. Anarchy Burgie, of course, giving that sub love as well. Thank you so much for coming in. For that 15 months of love and 23 months of love from Just Alcar. Appreciate everybody coming in, hanging out. Appreciate everybody chilling out in the stream. If I say a lot, that's because my sleep apnea makes me my brain stop in the middle of a sentence. It can be quite annoying. Quite annoying. All right, now we got to make sure also right here where our thing is. We're actually going to extend this outwards, and we're going to move the drawbridge out because we're going to have this out by 2. So we also need to bring the cement out by 2, and it's kind of a little difficult sometimes. You gotta hit that edge. Oh,
Yes, give me that one, please.
What the heck happened there? Oh, somebody knocked me down. Who was that? You knocked me down there. What, dude? You didn't see me standing there, bro?
I didn't see you. I opened the door and then I saw you.
All right. That's dangerous. Dangerous stuff. All right. So he just knocked me down in the spikes because I was standing on there, and he brought the thing down and knocked me down in there. Luckily, I'll be fine. Even if I died, no big deal. But there we go. Eventually, I will automate that as well. But I'm trying to extend the thing out. Well, I got to run around this way anyway. Try to extend this out at least by 2 from there. And then we're going to put it on the edge of that and then move this back by 2 so it matches up properly to our drawbridge. But for right now, we'll go ahead and give ourselves a little bit of a walkway so we can walk across. But we don't want to leave that because we don't want mobs walking across there for now. Like so. There we go. Very nice. And that also allows us to kind of lean out here on the edge a little bit and try to get our second one in. We'll copy rotation of this one. There we go. Very nice. Once you have 2 of them in there, then filling this in is a pretty easy thing. You just go in and fill it in. I have a very, very awesome mouse, but sometimes it's a little oversensitive. And that happens quite often. Quite often. Also because I typically get in a hurry and I'm like, all right, come on, let's put it down, let's put it down. We got to get this done. We got to get that done, that kind of thing. It does happen. And if you make a mistake, no big deal. This is just wood. This is just wood bars. And you always want to start with the cheapest stuff so you don't end up wasting resources. So again, this is people's time and effort. You don't want to waste. You don't want to waste that. All right, so that's going to be cement here. This will be a cement block. Yes. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it, lady. Trying to jump across there. That's what she was going to try to do. She was going to try to jump across. Fill that in. All right, nice. Oops. A little overswing there. Now, here's the great thing about being up here. See, look at them coming at us in our base. This is what this whole top part is all about. You just get up here and myrtleize them. They got no defense. If they're not a ranged mob, they are screwed. So I can just sit up here and get them. Dogs coming in, all of that. These kind of pyramids at the end there prevent them from jumping up, so they can't get on that little lip. And we just stand up here and we just wipe them out. Now, you don't want to be standing up here when they're made out of wood, though, because you're going to fall and they're going to eat you. But later on, when I come back, I'll upgrade them to, obviously, the forged steel. And they'll be much more useful then. Okay. And let's keep going in. Let's make sure that we copy that rotation because we haven't already done so. Then we'll go ahead and do advanced. And then 1 bar at a time, we'll get this done. Now, again, this is way easier to do from the ground level. I find, anyway. Because it can be a bit awkward trying to hit that perfect spot.
Ooh, car lot loot.
Here?
All the cars are going to respawn.
Boom, like that. Much more awkward doing it from up here, but it's better than taking out all our defenses every time. Because that's a lot of resources as well. Now, I pick a side, by the way, which is like what I call the long side. The long side has it go this way. So it's either going to go, 2 in this direction or 2 in that direction to cover that corner. I always use the entrance as the long side. So that'll be the long side of the bars, and then this will be the long side over here. We're going to go ahead and do this. Now, the corners, we're actually just filling those in temporarily. We're going to do something really cool on the corners here in a bit. But let's get this in. Let's go ahead and see if we can hit that edge. There we go. Now we can stand on the nice concrete here and fill this in. Now, I would not put these bars in here and spend all this time putting them in and then updating them to forged steel without having some sort of really good support behind it. Like in this case, we've got cement. Otherwise, all this stuff will fall down because it can only sustain so much weight. And this is why we only put it out by 2. Because the wood bars can only sustain so much weight. The steel bars can only sustain, here she comes, sustain so much weight, and so on. That's why you have an extra axe. Like Watch out for that overswing. We're going to come back and fix that later. Like this. Again, there's no reason to go out there and constantly drag them to your base as well. What happens all the time I see is people see a mob and they go running out there to go kill the mob. Mob will most of the time not bother you. Sometimes whole entire groups of mobs will go right back by your base and not even bother you. So it's really your choice. If you want the XP, then you want to go grab them and blast them. But if not, then don't worry about it. Speaking of, here comes a whole bunch of them. There's some dogs down there. Dogs are the most deadly because they run really, really fast. Now, these are there for a reason, right? Those are there for a reason. You want them to die on them. So you don't have to micromanage them all the time. But they're going to try... See, they're trying to get to me right now. They're saying, oh, there's a tasty Kismet up there. Let's go grab him and eat his brains. I think I'll pass, thanks. I'll pass right now. We'll just go ahead and get this going on across here as well. Again, this will be our long side. And a lot more awkward from doing it up here. But got to have your defenses in during Horde Night. So such is the way it goes. All right, then we'll go ahead and copy rotation. Almost done. Get this all filled in. I usually go a couple there and then go a couple here. I'm trying to get right on that edge. And I feel like this is a fantastic use of your bars. Now, one of the things we did on this particular base is we put it up much higher. So the splash damage of the bomb guys do less damage to these bars up here because they're further away. They're like 6 blocks up. So that's why our base is so tall, to prevent that. We need a lucky looter on the north side of the base. There's a bag out there. Somebody wants to grab it. Dee.
I'm in the middle of a clear if anybody else is closer.
Dee. Someone else who has better lucky looter than me needs to go grab it. All my stuff is centered around building these bases. Helping my people survive. A bunch of these in a row. I am misclicking a lot. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you're on a roll and sometimes you're on a fail. Oops. That's short side. There we go. Watch out for that overswing. Copy rotation. Very nice. Now we're going to try to get this outside one. Got it moving at the last second. Because you got to be right on this like really thin line edge to get that. Once you got it in there, then it's a lot easier. Then you can try to hit this edge right here. And see how much more awkward this is from up here than it was down below. How I could just go da-da-da-da-da-da. Again, the reason why I say do not put back in the defenses while you're working on the base. Now later, when we're not working on the exterior of the base, or doing awkward stuff like this, then it's not going to be an issue. Not going to be an issue for sure. I'm going to catch up here on chat in just a second when I get this row done. So if you do have a comment or question for me, my name is Kismet. Feel free to throw it in the chat. Use my name. It'll highlight in red. And when I get done being super focused here, I will read it in just a moment. In a moment. Dang it. Right as I'm clicking. Again, I have a very hypersensitive mouse. Great mouse. It's not the mouse's fault. Not the game's fault. My fault. I'm picking the last possible second to click there. It's just tripping myself up. It's okay. Don't get frustrated and start breaking keyboards and acting like a 5-year-old. I don't do that. I just like, oh well. Oh well, take it out, move on. Such is life. Such is life. Gotta be very, very precise on these. There we go. All right. Cage in. All right. That's what we call the cage right there. Very nice. Now we're also going to modify these corners. We're going to modify these sides over here eventually as well. But for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to outer line the cage. Now the cage, what we're going to do is just go ahead and say on face, and it's going to flip it that way. And then we're going to say advance to keep it from flipping around while we're in the middle of doing stuff as well. Here's my chat. Thanks for the love, Anarchy Burger. There we go. Look at all you guys getting all those extra emotes. Awesome. Sharing all those emotes with you guys. Missed a section on the other long side. I might have missed it over here, right here. But actually, we're going to work out. I'm probably going to do this corner first, or maybe I'll do this other corner first. This is going to be part of this corner. I'm actually going to take this back out again. I'm just using it so I can see which side's the short side, which side's the long side. Don't worry about it. We'll get it. We'll get it in a minute. But I feel like we'll do the front edge here first. So what we're going to do on here is this is what I call the lean out, where you lean out of this edge and you shoot off rockets and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and build something a bit more stable than these frames. I know we just put those in, but that's okay. It's okay. You can just put stuff in temporarily and take it back out. Okay, so now what we're going to do is do a lean out. And we're going to do them as what do you call it? Plates. So they'll take less damage from underneath because they'll be up way higher, much like the bars here. But the cool thing about plates is advanced. Cool thing about plates is that they are going to be 5,000. Unless I upgrade them to iron, then they'll be 7,000 plus the 5,000, which is 12,000. So we'll have these plates here where people can just lean out and give them a little pew-pew, right? But we want them to lean out even further, but still be able to shoot underneath here, right? Still want to be able to shoot underneath. Now, another thing that you can do, which is really fun to do, is to do the arrow slits. I wish there was like a piece that was, look at all these guys. Wiping these guys out. What you can also do is use your arrow slits as a piece so that you can still shoot your weapon underneath. Now, I had this really cool base that I had it where it was out, and then in the floor of the construction area where we were building the base or where we're doing the base, that actually had arrow slits. So while you're up there, you know, running your forges and doing all that stuff, you hear somebody, and the floor was made of bulletproof glass. So you could look down and say, oh, there's somebody. And then you could stand in the arrow slit and then snipe them from within inside the base. That's really fun as well. If you want to check out those mega builds from the past, you can check it out on my YouTube channel. While you're there, hit the subscribe button, and you can get that going on. So we can go ahead and choose between using plates, or we can choose between using that. I feel like this is probably a more effective thing for Horde Night. Again, I wish there was a kind of just a split one of these without having this kind of hang down area there. That's just me, because then it obscures a little bit of the edge. So you have to take both factors in, right? So it's obscuring my ability to shoot underneath that plate in that corner from up here. But we're gonna go ahead and just go with plates. I prefer the plates here. And we need to take this out before it dries, because otherwise it'll take even longer to take out. Boom. All right. We're using wet concrete that we made in our concrete mixer. We do concrete plate, and then we'll copy rotation. So now this particular spot is going to push out beyond our normal cage that we have here. So we're going to just kind of do a little bit of this. Try to get that in there. There we go. And we're going to push it out one more block. Let's basically going to be a real long overhang. We get it to go. There we go. Real long overhang in the corner. Kind of like a little bit of a tower, right? A little tower edge here. And then we'll try to get it going in this direction. There we go. Very nice. So we're going to go ahead and put in our tower edge here. And we've done this many times. I'm going to put a curved edge in there too. We'd have to do one of these big, thick blocks. It'd be nice to have one of these curved edge plates. Would be nice too. That would be another suggestion for 7 Days to Die. More curved edges. Because then we could do a fun curved edge there. And you'll see why here in a second. Because we're going to go ahead and use our bulletproof glass right here on this edge. One of the cool things you can do is you can do this curved plate right here. And put it right here on the edge. This way when you're going pew, 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 mob, you can go whoop, duck. Right? So it's gonna take some of that damage from down below. Those have a tendency to get destroyed though. So watch out because those are only 3,000. Same thing up here. So when you're up here in the turret edge, we're going to go ahead and rotate this around. We're going to go ahead and just copy rotation of that one. We'll rotate it some more until it flips the right way. There we go. And then over on this side, same thing. So now you can stand up here, see bad guys, shoot them in the head from up here, take their heads off. And also be a bit protected. If you're getting shot at, you can back up a little bit. You can crouch down. It's going to hit that bulletproof edge instead of you. Wow, look at this. Lots of fun. See how useful that is? That upper area. You're tempting me now. Is this... Oh, this is... Who is this? Mad Cupcake. Go for it, Mad Cupcake. Don't be afraid, man. Gun it. Gun it in there, bro. Why is he going so slow? Hold down the shift key.
That is gunning it.
There you go. That's pretty scary. Pretty scary. Now, eventually, by the way, they'll just roll up and that drawbridge will open and close itself. So this is what we call the lean over. Now, the great thing about the lean over is now you have access to rocketing all the bad guys down there. So if there's a whole bunch down there, you can kind of stand over this edge. Boom, boom, rocket every day, all night. And if you get into trouble, you can dodge behind the edge. I actually built one build that had these gigantic glass towers at the top. We had these gigantic towers. It was the... I think it was an oil refinery. That in the corners, we built these gigantic towers, these kind of like castle-like edges where you could do the same thing, where you stand behind the bulletproof glass and you could stand up and then throw grenades and rocket, or you can go around the edge here and do that. Of course, be safe, everybody. Be safe because you will fall off of there. So be careful when you're walking that forward. Now, something that we can also do for safety concerns is we can help our people out. So we put a little lip edge here. For safety. Great use of these poles, by the way. Well, not simple. We want advanced. There we go. Is we can put these poles here so they won't automatically walk off the edge. Like that. So if you walk forward, you'll have to you'll go up a little bit, which should give you a little bit of a warning. Hey, look out. You're going to fall. Or what we can do, if we had a half wall, would be really great. Half of a half wall. That would be really great as well. But that little, like that, should definitely tell you you're about to fall off. Now, I don't want to obscure the ability to fire off those rockets. So, we don't want to, obviously, cover up that whole side. Because then they won't have the ability to shoot straight down right there. But see, you can see that it gives you a little bit of, oh. Okay, up on that edge, right? That should give you a little something, to help them out so they don't walk off that edge, hopefully. If they do, well, then that's their fault. Nothing else I can do about it. Now, there's other options you can do as well. There is kind of some 1/4 blocks that you can use as well, which are pretty nice, which will, of course, stop them. But then again, see how it obscures the angle of which we can fire. Try not to obscure that angle when you're trying to fire rockets. So let's go ahead and go with these. Help out our peeps a little bit so they don't walk off that edge too easily. And there we go. Now, also, we could raise this up even higher, especially like the sides here. We could raise that up, kind of like a little blast shield area to protect us. So if we want to fire, we can go fire, fire. Oh, someone's shooting at us. Oh, dodge behind the shield and be good with that. So we're going to go in and do a little bit of that action too. Give you guys a little bit of a alternative thing here. Boom. And I do this as well. So just so if you're getting attacked from a certain direction, you can just kind of dip behind that wall. Boom, it hits that instead. Then you dip out, get a little shot in, reload behind there, get a little shot in. Same thing on this side. Works fantastically, absolutely fantastically. As well as you can see mobs coming in, right? Because you can see through that bulletproof glass. So those will be our little lean out towers where you can lean out, rocket the heck out of anybody and everybody out here. Now for the interior of our cage, and of course we'll make it so you have to actually go through a door to get out there. So you'll be out there and you'll be susceptible to birds and whatnot. I could build a canopy over the top to try to help the birds. We'll do that later on. But this side of the base is going to be done in our traditional cage fashion, where we actually go in and we add this. Right now, I can do the same thing where you can just lean over. The problem is when birds come in and try to get you. Right, birds will try to get you all night long. You're standing up here. We don't want birds flying into our base, right? Which they can right now. So what we'll do is we'll build an entire cage up and over, and it will actually connect to the side of the top part here, and then this top part will then become the next layer of this. Now, one of the things we have to do here on the top part here is we do need to bring this out by 2 as well before we start putting that on there so that it matches up. So even if you're on the top part, you can shoot all the way down to the bottom any baddies that come along and try to get you. And then we'll build another cage up on that top part as well. But you get the general idea. So I'm going to go to work here. Now make sure that you double upgrade all of this concrete here or you will regret it because they'll knock that out from underneath your feet and you'll be in trouble. Look how wonderful this works, all right? Look at this. You dodge behind here, dodge in here. Come on, get over here. They love to run in the corner. I have... Predictable. Now they heard me use my shotgun. Now they're going to run over here and very predictably run right there. Because mobs are dumb. This guy, what are you going to do? Same thing. Run right in front of my shotgun. See how crazy effective that is? Just something like that. Crazy, crazy effect. Now, it's also concrete so that it will be very, very stable on Horde. Now, what's going to happen, though, is if you just hang out in this corner, all the mobs are going to be underneath you. So if you're doing this by yourself, you're going to be in trouble. But we'll have some people down in the kill box as well as up here so that they can take out any mobs that are up here. And usually we'll put our people who have the rocket launchers up here. People who have rocket launchers and stuff like that. They can also dip over this way, fire under there, and then come back over here and just fire those rocket launchers this way, fire them that way. One of the things you can't do, obviously, is fire the rocket launchers in the corner. So we're going to have a little bit of a corner problem there, but guess what we can do? You thought of it, you know it. That's right, we were just talking about it earlier. We're going to go ahead and push out from the center of the base here. I'm going to just kind of look at, you know, where's the kind of middle? It doesn't have to be perfect. Just somewhere in the middle so that you can fire into the corners as well when you have mobs in the way. So we're going to make this one a bit smaller than that one. We're going to make this one only 2 wide and utilize our wet blocks here. And yet again, our plates. Because again, they're much like these bars. Let's see if we can just copy rotation from this one. Nope, doesn't want to do it. There we go. Put those in. And we'll get it so they can lean out. Now, see, what you want to do is look over here. How far am I leaning out? I'm leaning out by 1 block. 1 block is enough. That's enough to fire a rocket right down in the middle of them there. Even if you can't see one of the ones that are really close to this edge here, you can still fire a rocket right there. It's going to get all of them. Going to get all of them because that splash damage is going to get every single one of them. So let's go ahead and add this. Boom. There we go. Nice lean out edge there. And again, we're going to have protection this way so you can stand and fire, but not keep constantly get hit from this side. And again, we'll go ahead and advance rotation. And this time we're not going to use the round ones. We're just going to use a straight one. I feel like what you want to do is you want to have one that protects you and one that you can shoot around. All right? Very simple. Very easy to do. And then this here on the side parts, you fall off, it's your fault. Not my fault. If you wanna take the risk of running those, that's on you. All right. What else we want to do? More wood bars. We'll go ahead and fill in the rest of our bars here. We'll do the rest of the top of the cage in a bit. Now, meanwhile, my forges have been forging away over there. Doing their thing. Melting down. Might have run out of fuel by now, but we'll go back and we'll check it out in a bit. Again, don't get so obsessed that you're constantly checking those every 2 seconds. You'll miss out on doing a whole bunch of other stuff which needs to be done. This is also a good little safety thing so people don't fall off the edge on Horde Night as well. Now, you're going to have a little problem here in the corner. Actually, I should have turned that. You want to just angle this to keep anything from flying in there like birds. Angle that out. Very awkward. I always miss the angle one. This time, I'm going to go slower. But I'm still going to miss it. I feel it. There we go. Nope, still got it that time. Okay, rotate around. There we go. Keep on rocking in the free world. Oh, wait. I'm doing the corners. I went into automatic mode. I'm doing the corners. That's normally how we do the corners, by the way. We don't put this in there because we usually have a much smaller base. But don't need the corners. We're going to fix those corners up. We're actually going to do the middle here, too. We should get that going on first. All right. We got that going. We got our defenses there. Let's get all these in before I get too far into doing this. Now, again, this is why I didn't finish this out, because we're going to do the same exact thing over here. And just rinse and repeat, everybody. Rinse and repeat. Thanks for being here, everybody. If you are enjoying the stream, do me a huge favor and go out and do that retweet action. You can see that retweet right there. The more people that retweet, the more kiss caps you guys earn, the more chance you're going to have of winning those epic giveaways here in the stream as well. Let's see. Let's go take my axe out, hopefully for now. I can take my bars out. That's what I'll do. Take my rebars out. Not really using those right now. Advanced rotation. Now we're day 33 now. So we're a couple days away from Horde Night. Need to get this cage in so our peeps can chill out in the upper part here. Doesn't want to do it. There we go. All right, we'll just go ahead and fill that in now. Go ahead and fill this part in. Also, by the way, notice that I'm rotating the block down and not up. So it's actually attaching to the side block, and then it's going down so that if you want to put anything else up here at the top, you can put stuff actually on top of there if you wanted to. Like if you want to step up on the blocks and get up on top of the edge or something like that, easily done. So let's do the middle parts first. Let's say right about here. We'll offset it a little bit so you're not ending up in the way. We're going to go ahead and make a doorway on both sides so you can access both sides, depending on which one you want to work on. Fix it in a minute. It's going to be the night of poor clicking, I feel. Poor clicking. There we go. Man, I knew. Second I take my stuff off of here, that's the second I need to put it back on again. I'm using my turret right now. Get the auger. Level 1 auger is better than no auger, that's for sure. Very, very for sure. Alright, let's keep on working. Put in all these corners first. There's a little fast way of doing this. Just take out the sides. Boom, and down it goes. But then eventually we'll have to go down there and clean that up. But that's okay. We'll get to it. There we go. That's a nice way of doing that. Very precise work there. Same thing here. Let's see, where do we got that one? Right across here. We'll make it a bit symmetrical so people can find it nice and easy. Symmetry makes people makes it easier for people to find stuff. Though symmetry can be somewhat boring, so I typically don't go too symmetrical on stuff. Sometimes I'll make it different just to make it different, if you know what I mean. We got a lot of bars to upgrade, a lot of stuff. Nothing too dire right now, though, to work on. Let's try to get this in place.
Whole bunch of lead.
For our peeps. All right, there we go.
Like 25,000 almost?
I think I need to go back and get more iron. The box is almost empty, I guess.
Boom. Yeah, all that iron going to our cage in the upper part here very soon.
Can I have a re-invite kids too, please?
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Boom. I could make it out of a W, like Wasteland Tycoons. That's actually kind of cool. Put it as a W in the corner. That just made me visualize that as a W. And then put that rounded edge there. But then, of course, you'll be obstructed by this. But now I'm kind of tempted to making it a W on the edge. Ah, you know what? Let's just do it, bro. My base, I'll do whatever the heck I want. Let's make it a W on the edge. Ah, it lets me. Come on. Boom. I'll test it on this side and see if I like it. There we go. We'll leave that like that. Yeah, so this will be the rounded one here. Always the wrong direction. There we go. Rounded one. This is where you lean out, fire off your rockets. We'll go ahead and put some vertical glass there. Oh, wrong one. This one. Advanced rotation. I saw that W, man. I saw that W. I'm like, ooh, Wasteland Tycoon's cool. You can lean out this way and fire. Lean out there. You can fire in the corner a little bit better. I just improved upon that design. Very nice. There we go. See, this is the people who got guts up here. They're just up here kicking butt, man, firing off rockets. Yeah, you can fire it right in the corner. Ooh, I like that design better. That's our new design right there. That's what we're gonna do. All the way around the other side. We'll have that little lean out edge, and we'll have Wasteland Tycoon corners. And I'll probably color that in too. Probably color that in with a color like yellow or red or something. For Wasteland Tycoons. Yeah, very nice. Sorry, this one's now going to get modified. Let's modify it before we get too far into it. Take that glass out. Alright, now we got to think how we did that. The W part is right here. So it's a 6x6 square with 2 out on the sides. This one goes bye-bye. Already upgraded that one too. Oh wait, that's the... Is it one in? Or is it at the edge? I think it's one in. Ah, yes, it's one in. No, that one's good. The one on the other side. This side. So square. We have this one, and this one's got to go. Normally you want to take this, if you're making modifications, you want to take this out straight away. So you don't have to spend as much time doing it later. While it's still wet would have been great, but before it's upgraded as well. Let's take that out. And so we're going to take these out as well. Gonna embellish the base. See, this is more functional. That's more cosmetic and interesting. So you have to, you know, at some point you want to go, you know what, I want to do something a little fun there, right? I want to do something a little non-super functional. I mean, it's still functional, it still works great, but it's more cosmetic. And that's what this is all about here. This is going to be more cosmetic than super functional.
Now,
Super functional, up, out of gas.
just put a whole
That's just the way it
bunch
goes.
more food in.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you're gonna start cooking. It's getting full.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in a second.
Yes.
Next
Thank-
court's day 35, right?
Yes.
Have all the horde days marked on the main entrance.
Alright, right. Something.
Well, you know, coming in and out of the base, it's right there. It's at the bottom. I usually do it for like 6 horde nights out until it gets into the hundreds. Then we do it like 4 or 5 out because the longer numbers. Sometimes I do a horde night wall too. When I'm just letting the server run, I'll do like 4 signs of the next 10 horde nights or whatnot. A lot of horde nights.
When you do a 24/7 one?
Well, no. Sometimes we let the server run when I'm not on, but I've gotten feedback where people are like, "Kismet, I prefer when, you know, the whole group's on together." So sometimes I have multiple servers going at the same time with my awesome peeps over there. Awesome peeps at Natrato hooking me up. No repair kits. Gotta go back for that too. Always going back for stuff.
I am going to bed.
Good night.
Wait. Okay. Good-
What?
What? I said good night.
Oh, I thought you said something.
Repair. All right, there we go. Back to work. Reload. We got it already reloaded. Let's take this out. I like that a little bit better too, because you can fire a rocket straight down. Though in theory, if they shoot it straight down, it could come back up and blast and hit them. But that's their problem. You want to be a crazy rocketeer? You go for it. Go for it. I'm not afraid to tear stuff back down as well. I'm not afraid to modify my base based on a better design that I come up with. This is going to become a signature thing in my base now. I'm going to put W on the corners of it now. That's pretty cool for the Wasteland Tycoons. Let's do it.
Probably your Wasteland Treasure book. Is it the Wasteland Treasure book?
Let me check.
And that's why you don't do a whole bunch of these. You do a few of them, and then if you have a better idea, you come back and you modify it. If I did them all, then I had to come back and retake them all back out again. That wouldn't be good. Or it takes out that glass too, so I don't have to do that. Alright, so there we go. I feel like we're going to put an extra bar at the end there, right? Is that what we're doing? Because you can shoot up and hit people up here. Maybe we'll put a bar there, so you have to go in between here in this little tiny pedestal and fire out at the mobs and then duck back in. So, kind of feel like that's a good idea. Let's go ahead and go with that for now. If we don't like it, we can always modify it later. Boom, boom. And I'll keep our other people from falling out. So yeah, this is called a lean out. So you lean out, then lean back in. Also, you can also just shoot over the top of this. Shoot over the top of that as mobs coming in. Very nice. Okay. We got that going on. Go ahead and fix this as well. Man, we got lots to do. Horde night coming up. Getting our base styling and profiling. All right. Rotate that around a little bit. Get that out there. And again, the reason why I'm using bulletproof glass is so you can see the mobs. You know, if I put a wall there, they won't be able to see down there. We don't want that. We want it so they can see when they're standing in this corner. I get it to rotate the way I want it to. There we go. So they can still see, but still be protected. They can crouch down if they're getting hit a lot by cops, and so on. Just protects them while they're standing there, you know, vulnerable, leaning out on the edge, trying to blast those mobs. All right. So there we go. Wasteland Tycoon action in underway. Upgrade all of these now. Those are good to go. Copy rotation there. Copy rotation there. Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot. All right, let's do that. Then we'll have one with a half. This one we didn't even finish, so that's nice. So we'll go out in that spot. Yeah, that's really easy to build now in the future. So what you do is you do 2 bars, you concrete out that edge, and then you come back and you put 2 kind of little wings out there for your people to stand on. Rotate that around. Change this up to this. All right. Very nice. And then along there, upgrade this first section. Very nice. Looking good. Upgrade this. And we got 1, 2 that's vertical, 1 that's down. There we go. And same thing over here. Nice flat platform. Wasteland Tycoon Tower Defense. Sweet. All right. Put that over there. That over there. All right. Looking good. Go ahead and put our edge of our cage in. Over here. Just died down there. Mobs are funny. Now we're going to need a tremendous amount of forged steel, as you can already guess, to fill in just at least the bottom of this. The side, you know, if that gets knocked out, you just put another wood one in there. You'll be fine. But you don't want to be standing on that and having it fall down on Horde Night. It can be pretty scary. There we go. You also have your kind of shot caller up here. A person saying, hey, there's the big guy coming in from the far side, and so on. That's also a great thing to be up here. You can see a lot further than you can from within the kill box itself. So very, very useful in that way. And we're just going to have crazy tons of screamers coming in because our base is really scaled up now. Now, one of the drawbacks of doing this is that if we have turrets up here, which we are, we're going to put our turrets up here in the corners of the cage that are basically going to be extended out and then sitting out here and watching down below. They'll be sitting way out here from up there. And they'll be able to sitting and they'll be watching down below. Now, of course, if I don't have them way over here in the corner, then they can't watch that edge. The one edge that is going to have trouble watching is the corner edges, so I might put them in the center this time, and then just have them aimed in 2 different directions, aimed straight down over this. But again, you're still going to have that problem of this is going to obscure the view. So mobs that come underneath that is not going to be seen by our turrets. So I don't know. Maybe we'll put one this way. We'll put one in the middle, aiming this way, or maybe we'll put this is going to cause us to do even more turrets. One that way, one that way. One this way, one that way, right? And that's the drawback of doing that. If you have just bars there, way easy to do turrets because they can see through all of the turrets and you just aim them. One going this way, one going that way, and then it will cross that over. All right, we got that in. We got this in. Let's fill this in. Next level concrete. All right, we got one more to do right over here, straight out from our entrance, right over here. We'll take a quick break after this, and we'll go and check on all of our forges and stuff. Get that going. Building out the cage. Best way to know if that works, Horde Knight's going to let you know. It's certainly going to let you know whether that is going to be good or not. Of course, we'll move our drawbridge up as well, because right now, look how close that span is, right? In theory, some of them can jump that span right there. All right, let's go check on the forges. Let's get some food and water, all that kind of stuff. Peekaboo. And all of that. Let's go. Oh, or we can go back down. How about that? There we go. All right, couple food. Let's go ahead and hit another couple chamois. That was a nice long time before I needed anything. That was a couple hours before I needed more food. That was nice. And then in here, again, I don't watch food all that much. I got stuff to do. Only when I start taking damage do I care. Because I'm not doing anything that requires a lot of stuff. So I'll go in and just do that every now and again. Very rarely. Very rarely will I really get into that. Okay. What else do we need to do here? We need to push out the top part of our base. We need to work on our forges.
Make that money just because
We need to go ahead and queue up a ton of forged steel now. Holy moly. Look at that.
Know, right?
Are we looking on fuel? Looking
Now
good.
we all are golden rod.
Forged steel there. Forged iron. Oh, mamma mia. There's a lot. Boom. Again, it ain't doing your peeps no favors. It's sitting in the boxes. You want that stuff melting down. How are we looking over here? Oh, this is done. Put that in there. I'm still cranking away on those jars. We got to get those jars out of there. Stopping that production. Making you guys tons of glass jars, by the way. Boom. Tons of glass jars. Still got 600 to go.
Guys, tons of pure mineral water.
Cool. All right. Put that up there. Looking good. We're looking on stone. Stone's looking good. All that stuff seems to be queued. Did we check the brass one? We did. That one's still doing clay. This one's working iron. Okay. Come back to that later. Right now we got clay going here. Stone. We're almost maxed again on stone, but we don't really want to put any more stone in there for now because we got a lot of cement that we need to convert. Let's go ahead and take the cement that I'm currently got on me and stick that off so we have some room. There we go.
Fill them in the lake outside.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
These are all done. We already cleared
Should I
out all of
make
that.
Many, though?
I got that
Hilarious.
queued. Got that queued.
We would need a box just for it.
All right, another 30 minutes. That's going to run. Set it and forget it, everybody. All right, we got easily another 10,000, maybe closing in on 20,000 cement there. Let's see if we've got any up over here. Oh, we got tons of raw. So we almost got 30,000 cement there as well. So we're going to queue up 10,000 at a time. So we're just going to take all this out, and we'll leave one extra row. So that's 10,000 there. We'll take our stone, take our sand. I have a feeling we're definitely going to run out of stone. That's going to be our big factor there. So we already know what the number is, which is the lucky number 833. Type that right there. Okay, there we go. 833 is our magic number for our stuff here. Just split it up 12 times. So let's go. Get it in there. Oh, am I telling it to mix? I am telling it to mix. All right, that one's going. 833. Very, very focused. Again, if you do have a comment or question for me, my name is Kismet. Feel free to throw it in the chat. I will check it out here in just a second. All right, looking good there. There's 10,000 underway. Let's go ahead and get some more loots up here. More cement. Another 10,000 right there. But we definitely do not have enough sand. I can see that I'm at about 7,000 sand. So what we'll do instead is we'll go ahead and wait for that to run. And we'll go ahead and make about... Let's go ahead and just turn all of this into sand. I feel like we're going to have some stone. You guys working on more stone right now?
Oh, I can. Getting
Yeah.
more iron.
Yeah, you guys are crushing it on everything else. I feel like stone and iron are our two things that we need on. Everything else we're good. We're good on wood. We're good on clay. I mean, if you want to go out and take out half the desert and bring me 50,000 sand, I'm not going to turn you down, but you don't have to. Just bring me the stone instead. Either way. Either way. Right? Okay, now after this, what we're going to do is we're going to take this stone right here. We're going to tell...
Taking out half the desert either. That's fun.
So we're going to do the same thing, but this time with crushed sand, we're going to do 10,000. We'll actually do 12,000. Or we just kind of prefigure this out instead of doing what we did before with the other one. So, because it won't go past 10,000. When you tell it to go, it'll only do 10,000 maximum, even though we have 17,492, because it tells you how much you got right there. Right? Very easy to figure that out. Hey, sorry, what's 17,492 divided by 12?
17,492 divided by 12 is about 1,457.6666.
How did I know she was going to put a 666 at the end there? I don't know what it is with Surrey, man, but she loves to add that 666 in all the time. Make me a little worried now. Making me a little worried that she's on my phone.
Hey guys.
Evening.
All right.
You're not playing much longer, is it?
I don't know. Probably not, but
He was talking about going to Horde, and that's 4 hours from now.
oh no, I know.
It's only 2.
It's 2 hours from now, but no, we probably won't go that long. I was going to see how close it hit. So we're going to probably go about another 10 minutes, just a heads up.
10 minutes. It's not a good warning.
Yeah, 10-minute warning. What do you want, a 47-minute warning? 47.839-minute warning?
Yes. Points 47.6666666.
I know, huh? I'll give you guys, a 22.666 minute warning. Just, we'll ask Surrey. We need our warning in 666 combinations. All right, there we go. So we queued up a ton of sand, ton of concrete. Absolutely a phenomenal amount. That is about 12,000 concrete right there. That is a lot. That's probably going to be as much as we need to finalize the rest of the base. Really, the only thing we need to do now is we need to create an outside edge so Wrathball starts head diving into the spikes. Though she won't fall on the spikes now because we have the cage now. We have the overhang. So even if they jump out of there, they can land on this lower level if they want to. Yeah, I did. I brought it up. Brought it up. All right, so we're going to go ahead and extend this out like this. The reason why I want to match it up to this is so when you're standing on that outside cage, you can do that. As well as I'm going to go ahead and put a hatch up there so you can access this upper level from the bottom level. And we're going to go ahead and use this kind of wall that we already have
Is it for a diamond tip mod?
as a nice little thing there. Yeah, those diamonds should be in the crafting box. I think Lexi can make them for you, too, if you can't make them yourself. All right.
I was just asking because I just got a buried treasure that had 3 in it, so I wasn't sure if we needed them right now.
Oh, we don't. We're fine.
We're fine right now, but we always need them. So throw them in there, because next time we get an auger, we'll put it in that one, and so on and so forth. Actually, we could use one in the chainsaws right now. That'd be a great one. So when we hit Horde Night, we'll cut those down.
Back.
That sounds good. No rush, though. No gigantic rush in those.
Yeah, there's some in the crafting box and some. I saw some in the one of the drop.
By the way, everybody, if you missed it earlier, if you're out collecting anything that's below a level 4, unless it's like a chainsaw or an auger or something, any armor, anything like that, and now any clothing you can just go ahead and scrap. Don't bother even putting it in the drop boxes. Just scrap the heck out of it. If it's an iron clothing, well then throw the iron clothing in there because we can always melt those down. But anything that's below a level 4, any weapon, anything like that, just go ahead and just get rid of it because we're not going to probably use it. And it's just going to be become trash. Now, another thing you can also do is just sell it to the trader as well. And just put it in the sell to trader box if you have a ton of that. Oh, we got some friends out here to shoot.
You need some help.
I don't need help, but I always appreciate it. Nice cop out here I'm going to kill. Using my new Kismet lean out. You little bugger. Still alive down there. Thought you were dead. Jeez, how many shotgun blasts can you take? Apparently quite a few. Oh, lucky looter needed in the southeast corner of the base. There's a nice thing down there. See that? Oh. There it is right there. I heard you up there. But hey, come on, check this out, Ratherwell. Look at this. This is called a lean out. We used this on our previous base. Pretty nice. You can lean out, shoot out rockets. You got the bulletproof glass so you can see through it. Just don't fall down, obviously, down there. But it works really, really well. And then every now and again, you come back and you repair the bulletproof glass. 'Cause it's only 3,000, so it is going to take a lot of damage. And eventually, I'll steal this whole corner out, too. So they'll take a lot of damage. But there we go. So our little lean out. Let's go ahead and actually fix this part right here. There we go. Nice little lean out there.
Is this supposed to be right here?
Yes, this way if a cop's shooting at you, you can dodge behind it. And then it's kind of like a wall. The same thing I had on the corner one there as well. But it's kind of like a lean-in wall. So if you got to reload, what you do is just kind of slide behind that wall, reload, and then you slide back out and you wipe them out. You'll see it's like that all the way around the entire base.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Malgore's going to love it, man. Shoot off them rockets. Lean behind there to protect himself against those cops. Look at that. Isn't that nice?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be nice.
Yeah, I've used that in several of my past bases. This time I actually shaped it like a W in the corner for Wasteland Tycoons. It's pretty cool. When I upgrade it,
Works really well.
when I upgrade it to steel, I'll go in and I'll paint it. Make it look cool. All right, we got to go back, get our concrete, finish out our cage here. Probably in the morning. And then we'll have Horde Night as well. But let's see if we can finish up here in the next few minutes. And then we're going to call it. I'm going to try to actually get some sleep tonight, man. I didn't get any sleep last time. I was exhausted. Exhausted. Oh, why is the lead in the building box? Wrong box. Tons of lead in there. It could be in here in the forges. That's a much better place for it. Right there. Take these out. Put this in. Look at that. Again, does you zero good in the box. Zero usefulness in the box. Alright, we'll get some concrete, what we're here for. Let's get a whole bunch. Alright. Boom. Gotta stay on task. I can get very easily distracted off task. Upgrade these. You want to do any upgrades right away. Oh, look at that lag. You want to do any of your upgrades right away because that stuff takes time to dry. You might forget about it and you come back next time, boom. All of a sudden your base is not complete. And this stuff's going to take a lot of damage because when your people are standing there, it's going to take a lot of damage and could potentially crumble. Especially these bulletproof glass. Those are going to probably get destroyed each Horde night somebody's standing there. But once I steel up this bottom part here, that'll be pretty stable. Especially the inner ones here, these inner edges. Upgrade those to keep it holding the thing up. Right? If they blow out these 3 blocks right here, this whole thing going to fall. Especially if they blow up those 3 blocks, they take out the bars on the side. There's nothing holding up that middle part. Whoop, down it goes. Quick and easy as that. So let's get this nicely upgraded. For even when we're non-Horde night. There we go. Alright. Finish this out. Okie dokie. Now, one of the drawbacks of doing this versus just doing a straight cage is the fact that you will have a bit of an opening there for the birds to fly through. And so what you want to do is, of course, backtrack this cage a little bit so that you can have a bit of a blocker that blocks those mobs from coming straight into your base, right? So we'll go ahead and attempt to get this to go the right direction. There we go. So we'll have a little bit of a blocker there, and we'll put that all the way up. In case they do make it through, they'll hit maybe those bars. That'll stop them a little bit. As well as we could put in a couple doors on this side and on this side, on this block and this block, to make it easy for our peeps to go in and out of there. And these kind of doors I would not make automatic. These doors I would make for your people to be able to control when they're coming in and out of there as well. And the reason why you also want your doors here is if this person is fighting a ton of mobs over here, and they're bam, 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 they're fighting here, and this is shooting through here, or they lose this block and they're shooting from up here, it's going to shoot up and then actually hit the peeps behind here as well. They're shooting from far enough out. They will shoot straight toward the person, miss this person, or hit this person and hit the people behind them. So that's why you want that extra bit of protection. But, you know, they can always, you know, dodge back behind here and be defended. Of course, these will eventually be vault doors. Right now, I'm just using cheap wood doors just to do a nice little sample. There we go. Right, that should protect the inner base, and then we'll bar all this in. Because most of the time, birds are not going to come in and make a left, but they could definitely do that. We can also take this piece here, and we could modify that and say, hold on, let's make this even more secure. Like this, and kind of think a little bit out of the box. And angle this. Or put this like that. So that's blocked that way, using this block instead of the other block to block that in as well. And then the person can have a little bit more of an angle of shooting there, but also a higher chance of falling to their doom. You know someone's going to fall. You know someone is going to fall there. That's just the way it's going to do. But it is kind of nice to have that, that better angle there. So we'll go ahead and modify that a little bit and go with that to protect against those birds getting into the inner cage here. There we go. And we'll put the rest of that in after we do the top part. What else? We got all this done. We're going to need to move our drawbridge up and automate that. Take a few of those off to match that up. Build this up all the way around. We need to fill this in with concrete. That's what we need to do. Let's do it. This will create a nice little walking edge for our peeps up here to go all the way around the outside of our base. I don't like this to be further than the edge of where they can shoot straight down and shoot stuff right there. I don't want it to be any further than that, so they have a bit of a visual edge for that. Keep that line of sight stuff in mind. You want to line of sight them by being able to move back onto the cement and then come out and do that. Like if they're shooting at me here, I can go ahead and back up into here, bam, 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 they're hitting the side of the base. Then I come out, boom, 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 while I'm reloading or something like that. You back up, and then you come back out and blast them. Now, another thing you can also do is put your turret down right here, and it will shoot at mobs far away. Wouldn't risk it way out there, but you definitely could put your turret down, and if there's anything coming in, birds or whatever, it'll help you as well. All right, get this top part done. Nice lining of the base. Still that bag out there, the southeast side, by the way. Any lucky looters. Too far away. Too far away. Well, let me just lean out a little bit. Not too far away now. That's what's great about that lean out. See, look. And back out. Anything over here? We could take our turret and put it down. But see, right here at the edge of this base is like about the distance of my shotgun. They're sniping them. See, not quite. Right there. All right, so it actually works perfectly for these lean out if you're using the shotgun. Or if you have a sniper weapon, you can get them coming up over the hill. I'm going to take that hill out eventually. Eventually, but that's lower priority right now. Putting in blocks and making a nice outer walkway here. Nice little ledge for our peeps. From our upper base is going to be epically sweet. We'll come back to working on the lower part of the base as well. We're just making an obscene amount of steel and forged iron right now. What was that?
Southeast side.
That southeast corner.
Loot that.
There was a loot bag down there.
Just making sure I had my goggles on.
Free loots! You never know what you might find. Might find some epic level 6 stuff in there. Get your best
wow.
peeps on it.
They beat the crap out of this corner.
Yep.
You should go look at the north side. Look at that giant pit they made out there. I gotta go fill that in at some point.
Oh yeah, I saw that last night.
Get it going.
Make asphalt and put it down.
Nah.
Can you actually
That's
make
useless.
asphalt?
Be able to. I haven't tried in the new.
I would rather, if I was gonna do it, I'd just do it in concrete, but we'll just leave it as is for now.
Well, I like asphalt because it merges with the regular dirt and stuff.
That is nice. Yeah, I saw someone was using the plate technique on our entrance over there. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. You can actually use a plate technique to cover that edge between the transition between dirt and... look at someone driving by. Tons of mobs on them. It covers that edge. You know how you get stuck in there with your vehicle? If you just put a plate on top of it, then it's easy mode. Just get out here and just come out here and get the
You
XP.
can't make asphalt.
Oh, yeah. We've done that before many times. Many times. All right, keep going, frames. Don't get distracted. No distraction. Keep going. Framey frames. Putting them frames in.
Oh, I wasn't on the team.
On the team? Who's not on the team? Oh, you're not. I'll
Malagor.
put you in it, yeah. It's okay. No biggie. No biggie. I'm sure we're going to get a lot more XP along the way. What it is, I feel like this way is easier than going the other way. I don't know, it's just how I'm standing. Makes it a little awkward. That's why you have this nice extension to the bottom part of the base. Makes it easier to extend the top part of the base as well. I don't like to get too close to the edge, because I'll have a tendency to walk off the edge into the spikes. So that's just the way it goes. Alright, we frame that out. We should just frame all this out first, and then we'll fill it. Now, one of the big problems we're going to have is when we hit the drawbridge. It's actually going to be in the way right now. We'll fix that when it's time. We'll finish out our drop box area. Get that going on. That'll be nice. All right, easy mode.
Do we have more glue somewhere?
Is there none in the crafting box?
There's only
Okay.
8.
I got 4 on me. I'll put in. I just put 4 in there.
Tons of chemistry stations. Can make more. Hey! Get away from my base. More friends coming in. See, look how awesome this is. Isn't this awesome from the high side like this? And when they get close, you just annihilate them. I gotta take it. Oh, feral. Radiated. Radiated and a feral there, too. Now, see, you got underneath me there, so I've got to swing around and see where I can find him from this side. That's why you got this side part, so you can swing around and fire underneath. I got him. Eat, eat, eat. All right, that's all shared XP anyway, so when I shoot somebody or kill somebody, everybody else gets the XP as well. That's the way we play. We try to share out the XP with everybody. Get them leveled up. Now, because I'm working on this gigantic base, I'm going to be among the highest level peeps. Also, because I'm always playing, I'll be among the highest level, but it's not my purpose to be the highest level. I very rarely spend my points. I don't try to be the everything person. That's a really sucky way to play, is to make it where no one has any vital role in the group. That's a real sucky way. And I'll probably level up at, you know, a much higher rate than everybody else, but I'm not going to say, hey, I'm going to do the gardening, hey, I'm going to do the, you know, weapon making, hey, I'm going to do the ammo. Let everybody do a little bit of what they want to do. Again, I mention that quite often on the stream, but I feel like it's definitely worth repeating many times. Let's go on face. There we go. And again, if we can do this from out here, this is going to make it a lot easier. Copy rotation. Then we're going to go advanced rotation to keep that going there. So, you know, we have this. That helps us build the one up above. It's very nice. I'm not standing on spikes where I'm trying to do it. All right. I usually put it on both ends just to make it easier for me to work on when I go up there. Or fill those in. On face. Advanced rotation to keep it from rotating. You little... Always something like that. This base is looking awesome. Looking awesome. All right, there we go. Now you're going to see how much easier it is to do it from down below here. Now that we got this kind of started, I can do the same thing. Now the upper one here, we're not going to be doing an extension like this. We'll just have it where it's just probably a straight cage. We'll see how it goes. But this is much easier to do from underneath. Look at this. Watch how quickly I can just go along this edge, or I can go back a couple, and then I can very easily go like that. See? That's why, again, when you're working on this, it's best to put this in first before you put in all your spikes and stuff. If you have enough resources. Like in our case, we have tons of resources now, but we didn't have it at the beginning of the game, and I hadn't extended the side of the base. So, good to just kind of run that first layer. We're just going to copy rotation here. Run this layer here. There we go. Very nice. And we'll stand out here a little bit, and we'll have this be the long side. Nice. And copy rotation. This is why I have them on both sides, so I can copy rotation. Makes it easy. Easy, easy. So this one's going to be 10 times easier than the one we did. Let's turn around this way. Let's move a little bit on the edge here. Hopefully less mistakes.
Need the triple storage pocket mod schematic.
No, someone made a bunch of those.
Triples? There's only ever doubles in there.
Oh.
Yeah, no, there was triples in there the other day. I was moving them around. Just put it in the patterns box. Or you can just put it directly in the drop box and somebody will sort it later. It's usually their best option. We'll get around to it. Oh, no, we need copy rotation. There we go. And then go to advanced. All right. Get that going. Very nice, very nice. All right. Might as well just fill this in since we got this section going. All right. Much more easier because you can just aim at the side of the block here and put that in nice and easy. And I feel like backwards like this is my easier way to go. Sometimes what you can do is you can get blocks in a row, and then I can just right click and I can do 2 in a row, depending on where you're standing, sometimes 3. Like I can stand here, aim at this block, and when I right click that block, it automatically goes to the next block, and the next blocks. See how much easier that is to fill in? Works pretty great when you have a nice solid block to go up against there. Help you speed up a little bit when you're doing this kind of really detailed work. What am I doing? There we go. So I didn't have my copy rotation. What? Man. Feral City today. Wait till we get our automated... Wait till we get our automated defenses in. You guys are really in trouble then.
I have 5 already.
Jeez. That guy can take a hit. I'm half expecting bombers to start coming in on non-horde nights. I don't know if that happens. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. I want it just to happen spontaneously. Don't tell me, anybody. I don't want to know. I want to see if that just happens spontaneously where bombers just start running up on our base. We're going to get, after we get our cage in here, we're going to put in our automated defenses so we don't have to kill these guys every 2 seconds. That will be going soon. But right now, let's go ahead and finish filling this in. Copy rotation. Oh, and let's do advanced. Anybody behind me? All right, this is the short side. Keep on keeping on. How are we doing on time? All right, I'm giving everybody 3 more minutes. There's plenty of time now. 20 minutes now. 3 more minutes, then we're shutting down for today, and we'll be back during the day. Back during the daytime. Got to get some rest. Gonna be a real fun day on Thursday. We're gonna be playing a bunch of 7 Days to Die all day long. We're gonna go up there. We're gonna fix that one that we accidentally put extra. Oh, I'm out of bars. I'm out of bars. Luckily, I have another stack. We'll go up there and we'll fix all of this as well. We obviously don't want to put the bars across where the drawbridge is. I don't think it actually will let me put it there. See if it does. What if you could obscure... No, it doesn't look like it's hitting that edge. I think I can obscure that. I think it's containing all of these blocks. Good to know, though. Let's see. Copy rotation. Let's go advanced. Ah. I know where I'm standing. Okay. This long edge in. Alright, see, that's going to be a crazy ton of forged iron. That'll be something else we'll need to do before Horde Night there. if people are going to be standing up above. We're definitely going to need a lot of forged iron done up there. Let's keep our stuff running here. Whew, still running. Still running from before. It's melted all of that down, too. Sweet. More forged steel. Get that running. Forged iron. Get these running because they have... Hey, got that done. How are we looking? Oh, more iron. Let's feed her in there. Keep her nice and fed. Them forges fed nicely. My peeps are just crushing it now. Destroying it. Over here, we're going to need a couple more. Hey, I use it up right away. It ain't that box. You know, it's nice to see a whole lot of it in the box, but I'm failing at my job if there's a whole lot of that in the box. I am massively failing at getting the stuff queued up. All right, that is going to take our base to a whole nother level. Let's get these glass jars out of here. It's obscuring the rest of that stuff. A whole bunch of glass jars in there for them. That'll just set them for a while. Over here, bullet tips. Go to town. 7,000 bullet tips there. Holy moly. We're definitely going to overwhelm ourselves with bullet tips here. We're going to have so much bullet tips that we're not going to have enough brass to counteract it. We'll see. Right now, we are... look at that. We got a lot of bullet tips, but then we got a lot of brass, too. So we could make a bunch of ammo. Don't need it right now. But we could. That's the nice thing. Good to know you could, right? Be in the ammo box. There we go. Look at all that ammo we already got, right? You got a lot of... That's a lot of ammo. Don't necessarily need to be churning out more and more ammo at that very moment. But... eventually, we'll have 2 ammo boxes. One up here and one down there. And the one down there will be just primarily all the ammo. And then up here, we'll have... or we'll make a separate box for mods. We'll make one just for ammo, one just for weapons, and so on. And then this will be the overflow. If we're making a bunch of extra ammo, we'll put the extra ammo up here at the top. And we'll also start to stock the kill box down below with ammo. And we'll start stocking up above with extra ammo as well. So if you're in the middle of Horde Night and you're like, oh my god, I'm out of ammo, you can turn around, go to the ammo box up there in the middle of where you're standing or down in the kill box, grab some out of there, turn around, you run out of junk turret ammo, boom. Got a lot right there. That's eventually where you want to get to next, is where you start stocking, making a little cache of ammo here and there. Also, what we'll do is when we start making remote bases over at the cities, we will go and put a cache of ammo there, a cache of medical stuff, antibiotics, that kind of stuff, and start building little remote kill boxes or bases off to the side. Probably won't make a kill box, probably just a remote base that's easy for someone to access, that has a little bit of defenses, maybe just basic spikes, or is underground. Underground bases in cities are fantastic. Because at nighttime, it's not going to bother you. You're not going to be there on Horde Night. So it's not like all of a sudden a whole bunch of mobs are going to attack you on Horde Night. It'd be just a couple mobs trying to get to you in there. So we would find underground bunkers, things that are in wells. Those are really great. You take over one of those, you make it into like a base, then you mark it with a big sign or something that says, hey, you know, Tycoon Remote Base 1. And then everybody knows that's a base when they're going in. Of course, you mark it on the map and share it with everybody as well. Very, very useful. All right, let's check our stone up here. How we looking? Oh, lots and lots of stone. Very nice. And let's go ahead and pump our forge. Now, before you log off, I would always suggest to put in as much resources in your forges as possible and let them run for sure. And this one right here needs to queue up. There we go. It should say 0 on that stone. There we go. Up here, how we looking? 55. All right. So we want to just keep these nice and queued up, maxed out if we can. Take that out. Put this in. There we go. Keep that queued. But right before you log out. This way, when you log in next time, you're not, oh my gosh, what was I doing last time, right? I have a tendency to want to think toward the future. Good night. Good night. All right, so that's it for our stone. Look at that. Look how quick that stone goes, right? Quick and easy stone. All right. So really the last one is the one that doesn't have full. But that's okay. We'll just cut that. Try to make it as efficient as possible. There. Cue that cement. Take all this cement out. And now we're going to start getting overwhelmed with cement. We're going to start getting too much cement on us. Hold on. I gotta fix that. It must be fixed. There we go. Oh, look at that. That one was on a 4th one. Now, it used to be where you could fill up... You could put so much cement in that it would start to fill the output. I find that doesn't happen as much now, right? Oh, look at this. Look at this. Getting really filled. So I have to create another box, which is just for cement. I'm going to probably pull this out of here and put this cement box in with the building as well, because this is starting to get full. Building box, cement. Forge iron steel, so we're overflowing a little bit into there. Forge iron, let's see if we can get it. No space. Let's just say forged iron steel. Nope, can't get it with that either. Building. Say building / cement. Forge iron. Let's just spell it out now. Iron steel. One less D. There we go. All right. So now we're gonna move this over here because it's starting to overwhelm the box. Same thing with all of our concrete mix. We're gonna throw that back in there, and we're gonna see a thing of beauty right now. We're gonna see my thing that makes me smile every single time. I see it. Let's do it, everybody. Let's fill that up. Got all that sand done as well. I like to see a full building box. Oh, I missed one right there. Actually, missed one. Missed one. Hi. Those mobs always love to come up and say hi. Okay. Don't need the sand in there. But I love to see this. This is the type of box I love to see. Full of concrete mix, full of forged iron, full of steel, right? All the stuff we've been working so hard on gathering and converting and managing and getting going. This is when you've really come into your own in the game. Now, one of the cool things is, see, we've got this ledge here. Now we can go ahead and just run out, see what's going on. And I could actually, if I had a sniper weapon, I could shoot right here from the top. Don't even have to go to the lower level anymore. My peeps can just come out, blast anybody down the side here. And of course, if you can't see because of that, you can just move up this way and just kind of see them under there as well. So you can snipe mobs from way up here on the top, which is really fun. Really fun to, because they can, most mobs cannot get you up here. You're pretty well insulated. Now, we do want to put in some blocks there so birds don't go flying in there. We'll put some doors in and we'll work on all that when we get time. All right, I feel like that's good. Let's go and put some of our stuff away. So we'll have that for next time. So we can see what our resources are. Let's go ahead and put all that back in there. I feel like we'll keep the bars. Blocks. No ladders right now. Put that away. I love to see a nice full building box. Very, very nice. Forged steel, crushed sand over here. Now we're getting a good amount of sand. We can queue up all of that next time. So I'm going to start balancing the cement into this box and the finished cement. We're going to have them in both boxes for right now, just so I don't have to create another separate box for that particular thing. Though the great place to put this raw cement now, right over here. Build a box right above there, build a bunch of boxes above there, and just keep that raw cement right up there at the top. So every time you need it, pull it down. You start putting sand over there. Sand you're only going to use for two things. One, making glass. Two, making cement, usually. So you keep the sand over here, right? Sand, and then, of course, any stone. So you put a box for stone, a box for sand, and a box for raw cement. That's how you take it to a whole nother level. We might do that next time, or not. We'll see. Everybody knows this is where the box is right now. So I don't want to... See, you don't want to move stuff around too much, but you want to make it efficient, but you want to move it around eventually so when it starts to overwhelm those boxes. Like a great example, our crafting box over here. It's starting to get pretty full. It's not full yet, though. So I don't have to really worry about it until it gets to that last line. It gets that last line, then I'm like, okay, now I need to do something about this box. This one, getting to the last line, right? I need to start thinking about what do we need to do here. We need to get rid of these batteries. That's what we need to do. Pull these batteries out. Now we got more room in there. Simple as that. We take the batteries. We say, okay, these batteries are going to be melted down in the forges. Easy as that. See, this one's got plenty of room. That one's getting full. Good night. And so on. Same thing with all these other boxes. You just overflow into a box that's not being used as much, and it works a lot better. Barely anything in questing there. This was a good combination. Dyes and parts. You only have a finite amount of parts anyway. Let's see if we got any more mods that I can learn here to help out my peeps. You guys were saying something about a mod I need for my turret. I've already forgotten the name of it. I don't see it in here. Triple storage. You know what? I'm just going to learn that because I need to make that. Mods there. Let's learn that one. The what?
Cripple 'em.
Cripple 'em mod. All right. I don't think I found that yet.
Crippler.
Crippler.
Yeah, Cripple 'em mod schematic. It looks like bullets. Cool. Looks like bullets. I have not seen that one yet. I have not come across that one. If anybody can make that, let me know.
I've been looking for that one.
See, I don't need to learn everything. I don't need to make everything. But, you know, if there's a whole bunch of patterns in here and they're not being used and no one's using them, then you want to use it up. Shotgun Messiah 2. Already know that one. Don't need any of those. Don't need any of that stuff. I'm not cooking the food. Not doing any of that other stuff. All right. It's good. It's good. Got that going. Got all this going. All right. We out. All right, everybody. We out. Changing the password. Heads up. Look, I gave him an extra 30 minutes there.
Wait, how fast am I running?
Let's see. Let's go with that one. Changing the server password. I tried to turn the server off, but sometimes it just turns itself back on again. I'll catch up in here, chat here in just a second. Update the password. And restart. All right. Let's catch up on chat. Good night, Gwen. Thanks so much for being here. Game Fox Prime coming in with the Kismet. Hi, Game Fox Prime. What's up? Why do you play with motion blur turned on? I typically don't. Is it on? I think that was just lag. Usually I have it off. Motion blur I typically have off. Oh, it's on simple. I don't know why. Let's turn it back off. I don't know why it always puts me in windowed mode every time too. It's really irritating. There we go. Let's turn that off. I don't know how that got on. I always turn that off. In fact, let me go even look at my options. Are my options all screwed up? I mean, if one's screwed up, then they're all screwed up. Yeah, they are screwed up. All my stuff got turned off. The heck? What's up, bro? I ain't running no baby. I ain't running no baby machine. I'm running a beast. Let's go, baby. Bloom on. Depth of field off. Motion blur off. Reflections. High quality. Sun shafts on. Texture streaming on. Looking awesome. Apply. I could have been looking more awesome all this time. Good to do this before you quit out, too, so when you load in next time, it'll be there. Got it on Fahrenheit for you U.S. peeps. Journal, I'm from the U.S. too, but I know Celsius and Fahrenheit, so there you go. UI background, all of that stuff, we good. That was a good catch. In fact, I'm going to give 1,000 kiss caps to everybody in the stream for you catching that. Boom, there you go. I hate motion blur. I have vertigo. It doesn't help me at all. I didn't even notice it was on. But then again, I was focused on building a base. And trying to help my people survive. It happens. There we go. But great question. Great question. Why not, Phil? Appreciate that close eye there. Kidman, one suggestion for the Tycoon caps. Is it possible to convert them into Kiz caps? That would be awesome. The Tycoon caps, you cannot. You cannot convert them into, directly anyway. I would have to do that manually. And I'm not going to do that for 25,000 people. That is definitely not how that's going to happen. Those are going to be running separately. I can't add tycoon points. I can't add tycoon caps. Those are all controlled by Twitch, but I can control how much each thing is cost. I love how much XP the game gives you for building, incentivizing you yet another of the myriad of ways of play. Exactly. Are the glass protected outcroppings for dropping grenades, etc.? Exactly. There you go. You think along the same thing. It's for dropping grenades, for shooting rockets. It's a lean out. So you lean out beyond the cage, and you can fire down into that stuff. Makes it easier than trying to fire it through that tiny little slit. Trying to fire through that, and if you misfire or it lags for a second, boom, you're going to hit the side, and it's going to hit everybody in the base. So much better to have it up high. Then you can also say, bomber guy, way out there, he's coming in, right? That kind of thing as well. Why does it stop going windowed mode? There we go. Cripple mod. There we go. That's as long as I can remember. Long as I can remember, by the way, everybody. You tell me in about 5 minutes, maybe not even 5 minutes, I will forget. There we go. So we fixed our graphics as well. I must have fixed that about 5 times. I don't know why that keeps resetting. But let's check our audio too. Our audio stayed. Fine. Yeah. That stayed just fine. Okay. Ooh, that's nice. Nice. It's looking good, man. Looking good. Look at them textures. They really did a great job of upgrading the textures. Look at the ground here. They did a great job of upgrading all of that. Eventually, of course, they'll optimize it, make it even better. But I usually just crank all my stuff all the way up. It reset with the update. Roglum knows how it got done. That's what it was. Can I see the base before you log? Or you can tune in tomorrow to see it because it's kind of nighttime. It's kind of hard to see the base. But this is the Mega Kismet Killbox, brought to you by the awesome people who have been working together to make it. I'll take a quick nighttime tour for you. How about that? We'll run out here. Take a quick look. I got my gamma up for you guys anyway, so there you go. So we're running way down here. Now here's our main entrance. Now right over here we built by the trader. Normally we typically build by the trader just to make it easy for our traders to go back and forth every time it resets. Easy mode. Try to find that auger or at least machine motor parts very early on so we can at least get a level 1 auger going. And then we style it. Then we can build gigantic bases like this. Now remember, this base right here used to look just like this over here. It was a hillside. It was a nothing. We started from scratch on day 1. We didn't take over a POI. We didn't do any of that stuff. We put it all on the line. We rolled the dice and started from complete and utter scratch. Now, my peeps, within the first 7 days, got the actual bottom part of that entire base done within 7 days to concrete, ready to go by day 7 for Horde Night. Coughing a little bit there. So this is a grand entrance that I added recently, where basically you can come in from this side, or you can go to the trader, or you can drive your Jeep directly up there. Notice it's a wedge. Wedges are very time intensive to make. I'll make another one on the other side eventually, so you can just drive straight through. But that's not high priority right now. High priority is working on the upper side of our base. Let's go a little bit closer so you guys get a little closer view. Down in the lower side here, you can see we've got concrete going all the way out. And what we do first is we start with a double lining of the inside of the base. We use bars to double line that inside, so they have to break through 2 of those bars. So at concrete, that's 5,000 and 5,000. That's 10,000 they have to breach by day 7. So that's usually pretty well done. Now, we build them of different scales. Sometimes we build them smaller. Sometimes we build them bigger. This one I feel is the optimum size because it has a 2 gap between another genius idea I had. Pedestals. We have pedestals inside there. I made them round because they're cooler looking, but you can use square as well. But pedestals there, so you can take your turret. You might have a junk turret like I do. I don't know if you got a level 6, but if you do, congratulations. You got to take your junk turret and you can put your turret down, right? So that's what these pedestals are. People put their turrets down during Horde Night. It blasts the mobs, makes it a lot easier, and they're just firing away all night long. It's very, very cool. Whenever I don't hear the sound of those turrets going, that's when I get nervous. So this is the outside of the base. Now, what we also do, because of Alpha 18... Now, Alpha 17, by the way, and any other one before that, all I would have to do is do concrete and double line it, and that's it. That's it. It would last to day 5,000, and we've made it past 5,000 plus in previous versions of 7 Days to Die. But here in Alpha 18, because you have the bomb guys, what we've done is we've quadruple lined it. We've got 2 rows in there with iron. So each one of those is 12,000 and 12,000, 24,000 plus 24,000 out here. That is 48,000 they need to breach. And if you saw last night, Horde's night, they actually breached a good portion in to that thickness as well. It seems like overkill until you have about 3 or 4 of those bomb guys blow up on the side of your base. Had I not done that last time, they would have breached the base and got into the interior of the base. Of course, I would start putting blocks down and start filling it in as we killed off the ones that got close. So what I would have done was called everybody hands on deck to try to clear the breach so I could go ahead and put some blocks down and block them in. Good to have some wet concrete. During Horde night, it's not very strong, but it does insta dry. So it goes insta is 1200. So it's like the best instant 1200 you can put down on Horde night. And then I would just block the heck out of it and hope it dries in time by the next group that comes along and blasts it. But then you want to go heavy, heavy, heavy. You don't want anybody to get close to your base at that point, right? You want to flip in all of your automated defenses. You want to turn on all your stuff to protect that breach. Now, if they do breach, we do have a backup plan where we can go into the upper part of the base. And then what I would do is I would jump down. I would jump down and be the bucket or the bait and draw them out of the kill box so that, or I'd have someone else do it if they want to volunteer, and draw them out of the kill box so that we could repair the kill box while they're chasing me around outside. And they're kind of funneling back out of the kill box. We also have it where it's blocked so they can't get up the ladder. We can very easily pull up the blocks so they can't get up into the ladder and so on and so forth. You get the idea. You get the idea to try to have a fallback. So that's level 1. And again, that's the mega Kismet Killbox. Usually we build that of a much smaller size. Now, one of the things you can do is you can build your Horde base right on top of, or your Horde base with your normal base on top of it, or you can build them separate. A lot of people build them separate. We do that sometimes. The reason why we call this the mega base is because it has everything in one. It has both the kill box at the bottom, has an upper level here where you can drive your vehicle straight in here, then go ahead, walk over here, and drop everything off in the drop box, which both works on the bottom level, and then also we can access it from the top level right there. We've also got automated doors that open up when you just kind of go in front of that sensor there to open the door for you, or you can use pressure plates, hit the pressure plates, opens right up, go up in there. We'll take a look in there in a second. Let's go down in the kill box here. Now, this sensor over here is watching me, so it opens that door for me to go down the kill box. Now, another thing we can do, if they do breach inside our base, inside our kill box, try to get up there, we can cut the power, and that hatch will never open. They'll have to break that hatch to get up there. Other things you can do is go ahead and leave hatches open. You can leave little spots for hatches, or you can just do this whole side in bars so that you can fire from up above, much like we did on the outside of the base. You can fire from up above. But this is the kill box inside here. So during Horde night, you're just blasting them in the face all night long. You can also go in here, put your turret down. Got it going on. Right? Very, very nice. And of course, if you see, I have it lined in iron now. Got to do that quick in Alpha. It depends on how good you're doing, by the way, too. It depends on your game stage. I'm at game stage 151, which is a pretty high game stage in there. Now, what I need to do here is to get up in the base. I cannot get out of the base if I just jump over and try to get in there. Right, I got to hit that thing at the bottom. As I get up to the high thing here, this one over here, sensor sees me and opens up this upper hatch, so I don't have to open that hatch as well. So now we're into our primary base. Now, what we've got over here, of course, is our primary forges. We've got this one all iron right now doing forged iron. This one's doing forged steel. These are kind of miscellaneous, so we're doing lead and brass or double lead or double glass if we want, and so on. We've got our workbenches and our chemistry stations out here. We've got a nice exit. We'll go look at that in a second. We've got our food going here. We've got our ton of cement mixers with our stone forges running there, and we have our internal sky garden. Oh, man, that took a long time to kick in. That took a long time. So then we have our internal sky garden. Plus we have, overhang outside, which you can run out and do that as well. Man, I can't believe I got that done in that amount of time before it actually restarted. That took a long time. That was a really long restart. Was that just me?
Yeah, I was like, is he going to end or what?
I was waiting for it to end. I was just going to do as much tour as I could for it to end. I made it through the whole base. So there you go.
Oh, I was like, what?
I was waiting for it to end. I was going to give you as much as tour as you can. Now, if you want to see more of the Kismet Killbox and watch us do some more, we'll be back tonight, or back this morning, at 8 a.m. in about 7 hours. About 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, building more of the base, finishing out the cage, finishing out the upper part of the cage, and then, of course, stealing out that whole bottom section of the base as well. So hit that follow button, just like Brett Boy there, for next time. And thanks for that question, BM Legend. Appreciate it. Appreciate that. You have a quest? I'm sure I do. Maybe settings reset during patch. Yeah, I guess it reset during that update. That actually messed up our previous base too. But I like this base better. I feel like it's better built out. It's perfectly built with really dense center supports. And then a good gap for the kill box. And then, of course, good gap when you're fighting on Horde Nights. You're not right up on top of each other every single time. All right, let's get into it, everybody. Let's go to my Overseer's office. Night, everybody. All right, we're going to go ahead and bounce down here like this. We're going to see if this actually did reset that. And then we're going to get some raid targets going on. Running way behind. Look, I gave him 45 minutes that time. That restart took a really long time. I clicked that right before I started that tour. All right, close all that stuff up. We'll get our ads running over there. We're waiting for ads to run on our raid targets. There we go. All right, we got that in. All right, now I got to remember to actually write down the password this time. I'm really bad about writing it down for next time. There we go. All right, nice. So we'll go ahead and get going on here. Let's get going on the Kismet Love Train. There it is right there in the chat, everybody. Kismet Love Train coming right in there. Go ahead and highlight it, copy it, paste it, put it right back in the chat. Be awesome, part of the team, part of the Wasteland Tycoons, just like my team. You saw them doing awesome teamwork tonight. You guys work together here at the end of the stream to throw that in the chat. That's going to earn each and every person. For each person that puts in the chat, that's 1,000 KizCats for each and every one. Oh, what? You just got a gifted sub as well. Congratulations. They don't show up on this screen, but I just saw that come through. Mr. Meeseeks with a gifted sub to Just a Lot of Cups. I like that name. Congratulations on that. Again, thank you, BM Legend, for the follow as well. Brett Boy for that follow a bit ago. And Diddy, or Diddy Diddly, I think it's something like that. Thank you so much for that follow a while ago. Appreciate that as well. All right, so we're going to pick a raid target. We're going to go show him some love. Now, of course, if you are on mobile, you're like, Kismet, I can't do that copy pasta stuff. What can I do to earn some extra KizCap? Just throw an emote in there. Throw your favorite emote from your favorite streamer. Doesn't bother me if you use other people's emotes. I'm not that guy. Throw them in there. Get that raid getting going. And then I want you guys to come along with me. This is the time in which the power shifts to you guys. You have the power to make somebody's night tonight. We're going to go and we're going to raid somebody. We're going to throw it in the chat. We're going to make it scroll. We're going to say, Kismet Love Train. We're going to hit that follow button. We're going to hang out in there. And if we make them smile, then mission accomplished. That's what we're going to do right now. Well, let me see who I can find who's out having some fun. Let's see. Oh, I'm tempted to this one. Oh, man, I want to play that game some more, too. Oh, I want to play this one some more, too. Lots more stuff. Huh. What the heck is going on here? Is this an ad or is this the actual gameplay? I can't tell. Oh, it's like he's not there. It says he's live. Oh, he went AFK. Well, you lose. Bad timing. Fate was not on your hand. We're gonna get this person instead. We're gonna go get this person. We're gonna go show some love here. Let's get going. That's how fate is, everybody. That's how fate is. You go AFK while I'm trying to raid you. You're bumming. All right, let's do it, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and get on the Kismet Love Train. Let me go ahead and get my Kismet Love Train here. Let me copy it. Get into this person's chat. Now, this person is playing My Time at Porta, a really fantastic game, by the way. Every time I play Stardew Valley, someone says, hey, have you seen My Time at Porta? Absolutely, I own it. That's awesome. I have it on every platform. Same thing with Stardew Valley. Have it on every single platform as well. And I have Xbox, PS4. I have those platforms as well. all the consoles. So this person's name is GloriaChan80. Right now playing some My Time Reporter. She's got 2 people on her channel. She's about to have 100 more. We're going to go in there. We're going to make her night tonight. Let's see how many followers that she's got here. Let's see. Right now, 234 followers. We're about half as many people coming in as she's got followers. Let's go for it, everybody. And again, I'll be back in about 7 hours from now, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for those follows, for those retweets, for resubbing and all of that. All of that stuff does make a difference. You guys have made a difference in my life tremendously.
Good night, I love you.
Can't wait to see you guys again. Can't wait to stream some more. See you all next time. Bye, everybody. Hey everybody, Kismet here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button right in the center of the screen. Also check me out live on twitch.tv/Kismet. I'll see you all next time.